What's up, guys? Beam here, and welcome back to the third episode of the BeamCast. And this is the first episode in which we have a guest. I'm here with the man KeshawnCage. How are you doing, my brother?
Hey, I'm doing good, bro. I'm doing good, bro. Hey, I've been wanting to get on this podcast. Bro, I've been on your head about getting on the podcast.
You've
And
been
now
on
that
my
I'm
head
here,
about the podcast in general since it's only monthly and not like, bro.
like
This
I'm
man,
saying,
this man wants this podcast to be like a weekly thing, and I started it back in May, and I was like, yeah, it's gonna be monthly. So bro had
but
to
hey,
wait. Bro had to wait 2 months to get on the podcast.
no, but hey, I'm here and we finna get into this show.
Yes,
You know
sir.
what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir. Unlike last time, I actually have a few topics lined up and written for us. I already told my man Keshawn what these topics are. We're going to go in order based off what the topics that I have on my screen, of course, because I got them in a Google Doc. Because what else would I have them
WW.
on? Um,
Mm-hmm.
but, uh, but, first topic, by the way, this is going to be basically strictly about music. This podcast, there's going to be nothing really else in this podcast that'll be about other things that I've talked about, like anime and stuff like that. It's going to be about music for 99.9% of it. But the first topic at hand, as you know, Keyshawn, is old hip hop compared to new hip hop. The reason we're covering
Mm,
this topic is because on your story, you gave your opinion on the whole old hip hop versus new hip hop debate, right? Which was very interesting. I got a Discord notification. I gotta put myself on D&D so that way I don't get those. Hold up. There we go. Anyways, you gave your whole take on the whole um the whole take on old hip hop versus new hip hop, and I thought it made some very interesting points. I'm gonna clarify. I didn't watch all three stories. I just said, "Ooh, topic unlocked. Let's talk about it on the podcast." But yeah, no, I think it's a very interesting discussion because some people are very new hip hop. Oh, Eminem's washed, Tupac's overrated, dot 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 dot, right? And then some people are like super old heads, like, oh, Juice WRLD sucks, XXX Tentacion sucks, fucking this guy, they're trash. They'll never be good. You know what I mean? And you stated, obviously, I'll let you explain your opinion more, but you stated that you think both sides have really good rappers, and both sides have some whack rappers. You just preferred, the older ones, which I think is valid.
mhm.
So,
See,
oh,
See, the thing is with the new generation and the old generation, like you said, there's good and the bad in each of them.
yeah,
And in my opinion, what I've been listening to my whole life is old school music because that's what I've been brought to.
of
That's what I've
course,
been
of
listening
course,
to, and that's what I'm gonna start rocking with. Naturally.
yeah,
And now hearing this new generation music and I can see how everybody, or not everybody, I could say like the old heads, I can see how they can end up taking this new generation music, or like the people that be making the music, and say like,
that's
this is
bad.
trash.
Yeah,
This is this is not the same as it was in the 1990s or the 80s.
of course.
I can understand like how when you can make those comparisons, and it'll sound like
It doesn't sound as
it'll
good.
sound like yeah, it'll sound like the new generation is just completely terrible.
Yeah,
And of course, it's not. Like,
of
everybody
course.
know this
I
this new
mean,
generation of
I mean,
music is not terrible.
let's be honest. Z Crew's filled with multiple different artists that do multiple different styles of music, not even just rap. So I think me and you definitely know that like old hip hop and
Hmm.
good hip and new hip hop are like still good hip hop, right? And of course,
Hmm.
right, like old heads are gonna listen to it and not think it's as good, which is fine. It's just when they take the route of everybody sucks without actually having an open mind to it, that's where I'm like, okay, buddy, you're kind of tripping because they're expecting it to be the same, even though music has evolved so much within the last
Throughout the
40,
years,
20 years,
throughout the
you know.
yep.
So
Yeah.
I think
See.
it's disingenuous to call either one of them completely trash because obviously the old generation, they paved the lane for the,
It paved the
new
way for this
generation,
generation.
right?
Uh-huh.
And they had really dope, fire, passionate music. I mean, Tupac is a great example, right?
Hmm.
and then the new generation, they have their own type of wave, but let's not act like, there still aren't like old-minded hip-hop heads with that new hip-hop flair, like J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar. They resonate old hip-hop with that new taste. You know what I mean?
Yep. And see, and that's the thing that I'm saying. It's like, when it comes to new generation music and the old heads listening to it, in my opinion, it's the trash rappers, the trash music that starts popping more.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I can't really blame them, because
what's in their
popping
face.
More?
Yeah.
What's popping more? Trash music, trash rappers.
Yeah.
And now that more trash rappers and music is popping, old people are just going to end up listening. Yeah, everybody's going to, the old head's going to be listening to them, and it's like, dang, this whole entire generation is trash. It's nothing like the 90s, or the 90s is way better. The people in the new generation can't hold anybody in the 90s. Exactly. And it's just like I can understand.
And obviously this whole discussion started in like 2016 with like when like Lil Pump and Smoke Perp were blowing up and shit like that. And that shit was garbage. Let's be honest. That shit, they were fucking whack. They were horrible, right? But obviously since like past 2017, that's kind of just grown out of it. And the music that be popping, while it may not be the best music, isn't as bad as like 2016, 2017 popular music. You know what I mean? Right? So I think a bunch of old heads have gotten into the mindset that because Gucci Gang was super popular, that all the new music is, like a Gucci Gang, when that's not even the case. Because, like, Polo G's been popping. Polo G makes really good fucking music, all right? You know what I mean? And then, like I said, you got, like, J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar and, some might even enjoy Jorn or Lucas, and you may debate if Logic's new or more old school. You know what I mean? Like, you got good artists, you got good rappers in the new generation. So I think dismissing the new generation of music is just kind of very dismissive, especially if we're being for real. While the old generation paved the lane for the genre and started it, right? It's really the new generation that took rap and hip hop to the heights it is now and popularity it is now. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, easy. Not only this new generation evolved rap, it just started like altering it a little bit. It started like changing it. It started like making new stuff outside of hip hop.
That's what I love about the new generation, is because the new generation has made so many new subgenres of rap music. Like drill is a more newer subgenre. Rage is fucking brand new. That shit came about in 2020. You know what I mean? Like, you got so many new subgenres based off simply because of the new generation of hip-hop. So I think dismissing it is just completely disingenuous, but I can kind of understand it, but in that case, all I say is just have a more open mind, seek out more new artists, and see what you think then, right? But on the flip side of the coin, that doesn't necessarily mean the people who say, oh, all the old generation suck. Because when someone says all old rappers suck, one of two things pop in my mind. I'm either, one, they're super young, so they don't really understand what old rappers are saying, right? Like, at most, you're 12. You know what I mean? Or
at least.
No, at most. You're probably younger, but at most, you're 12, right? Or you're simply just retaliating to old heads saying new music is trash, which in that case I guess is fair, but I was always raised two wrongs don't make a right. You know what I mean? Like, you can basically I have the same. So basically, to people who are saying the old generation sucks, only the younger generation's good, my point would be that like it is with the old generation, you can acknowledge good music while having a specific taste to a specific generation. Old heads, they're gonna prefer older music, but they can still admit when something's good from the new generation, and vice versa. Someone can prefer new music but also admit when something's good from the old gen. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
So yeah, it's very interesting. Of course, like, Twitter is the main place where this gets talked about, and you see a ton of brain dead takes on Twitter. So, okay, listen, I respect people's opinions, but Playboy Cardi is not the fucking GOAT. Okay, let's stop this. All right.
I don't listen to his music.
Listen.
I don't listen to
I'm
his
gonna pull
music.
this out. I can see the appeal. Don't get me wrong. No disrespect to do. I got respect for him. You know, he's a musical artist like we are. He's just doing his own thing. I can respect it. But to me, the music's not good. You know what I mean? Right? And the reason why the music's not good to me is because I always look at rap from a different lens than, let's say, like pop, right? Every other music genre is mostly about the sound, right? But since rap was founded on lyrics and lyricism, I'm always gonna judge your lyrics the highest when it comes to rap music, right? So, and Playboy Cardi, I think anyone can admit, does not have good lyrics. He just says what 50 million times on a song, which are all ad libs, and then has like 10 to 25 actual lines on the song. I can understand how that could get somebody hype, right? You know, but
It
to
gets all the
me, it's
little
just
kids hype
whack.
now. It
You
gets all
know,
the little kids hype now. That's
type
why. That's
shit.
why everybody. Because like, listen, when it comes to the new generation of rappers or either artists or any of that, when it comes to like what Playboy Cardi does, it's something similar to what everybody does in this new generation about repeating words and
Well,
just
okay. Well,
saying like more
I wouldn't say
things you
about.
have.
I wouldn't say about everybody. It's just that very
Well, not
popular,
everybody.
very
Just
popular,
like little
very pop.
kids.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just
no,
like younger kids.
yeah. People who listen to Cardi a lot, they do the same shit. But it's kind of the same idea as like I feel like Cardi's the only one who can really truly get away with doing what he does because at least because he made that lane, right? But
Oh yeah.
all the Cardi clones are kind of in the same boat as like Eminem clones, right? I love Eminem,
hmm
you know this, right? But let's be real,
hmm
a lot of Eminem clones are not fucking good, right? They're
Yeah.
not good. They
Yeah.
just sound like watered down bad Eminem music, right? Eminem music from Walmart, right? It's the same shit with Cardi clones. Cardi clones just sound like worse Cardi music, which to me, Cardi music isn't even that good in general, right? But I can
hmm
respect it when Cardi does it because at least he made a lane out of it and it was unique and, power to him, right? But I can't really respect the Cardi clones because they're, at that point, they're just biting his style, hoping it's successful. And at that point, I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like kind of, obviously anyone who blows up a little bit of luck's involved. But I think it's especially the same with Cardi just because, he isn't the most talented person. You know what I mean?
hmm
But, at least in my opinion, no hate towards Cardi. This is just my opinion. But yeah, no, I think like I can respect what Cardi does, but I can't respect what like his fanboys and clones do. You know what I mean, right? But that's not even me having a problem with Rage in general, right? Because I'm not a big fan of Rage music, but when certain artists do it, I think it's fire. Like the homeboys NoAux and Oppskillah, right? Their Rage songs
hmm
fucking slap, right? But then like
For sure.
Destroy Lonely, Yeet, Playboy Cardi, I don't really care for them, right? And I think it's interesting to me that Rage is one of the few subgenres where I can't stand any of the mainstream artists from it, which would be Destroy Lonely, Yeet, and Playboy Cardi. While when it comes to underground Rage, I like it a lot more. You know what I mean? It's very
hmm
interesting, right? Um,
Yeah.
I think the whole old hip hop versus new hip hop debate is very interesting, right? When you're talking because at the end of the day there is no objective truth to it, right? There's
No,
objective
really,
facts
not really,
within
not.
it, but of course
Uh,
music is always subjective, right? One person can say, you know, Eminem's fucking garbage, right? That's fine. There's nothing I can really do, right? It's just obviously once they're saying, "Oh, Eminem's not a legend" or Eminem's not a pioneer of hip hop or whatever, then it's like, okay, now you're just lying. Because let's be real now.
because you're wrong. You're wrong.
Cause let's be real now, right? I might get called an Eminem dick writer. I don't care, right? But let's be real now. Even Eminem admits this himself, right? And it's because he's white, right? He said he in white America he said something like, um, if I was black, I wouldn't even sold half, right? So
Oh yeah.
Eminem, I think everyone can admit, opened hip hop and rap to a whole new market, which was white people, right?
hmm
Um, and he made hip hop so much bigger, and he brought us so many talented artists, not even just white, but black artists like 50 Cent, right? You know what I mean? Right? So it's very so if like people say, "Oh, Eminem's not a legend," then at that point you're just kind of lying to yourself. But if you don't like his music, that's a wholly different discussion that I can respect your opinion. You know what I mean?
And sometimes I still might be going crazy just because somebody's saying Eminem is trash. It's like usually I don't really care if they call anybody or whoever trash. I don't really care usually, but
Mm-hmm.
it's just like I usually end up being like, "You're wrong." Like that's fine. You can say
You're
whatever you
like
want,
you're like
however
you
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 feel,
can have your
but you
opinion, but it's wrong.
like exactly. That's exactly how
see
I feel
see
when
see
people
my
start saying trash. Like
see
how they saying whoever's trash. Like
see
I don't
see
care.
see I've always held the basis that an opinion is an opinion, and like an opinion can't be wrong, right? So if someone says,
Crazy.
"Oh, Eminem's trash," I'm not gonna say you're wrong. I'm gonna say that's a hot take, but you know, I'm
That is not a hot take. Hey, I'm
saying
not. Hey,
Eminem saying
listen, bro.
listen. While he's gotten a lot more hate nowadays, let's be real. There's still a lot more people that acknowledge that Eminem's older music, at the very least, is good. You know what I
Man,
mean?
he's been getting hate for like 7, 6, 5 years now, bro.
No,
He,
I get what you're saying, right? But I'm saying like the vast majority of people would still say his older music's good, at least. And
mm-hmm.
while and I'm saying like the people who say, "Oh, you know, he's always been bad," while that's a hot take, because Marshall Mathers LP is a classic. The Eminem Show, it's a classic. You know what I mean? They're
Oh
regarded
yeah.
as amazing albums. You know what I mean? Right?
Mm-hmm.
But so if someone says they think they sucked or they just weren't good, that's a hot take. You know what I mean? Right?
I
But
feel you. I feel you.
I can respect it. You know what I mean? Just because that's their opinion, that's how they feel about it. It's just once they start denying the impact Eminem had, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
when I'm like, okay, now you're just wrong. You know what I mean?
Because I mean, I can understand 100% when you go as far as to legacy wise. If you go as far as to say that he's bad or any of that stuff, I
Then
can
yeah,
understand. We can say like you're wrong. Okay,
exactly. But if
that's
you're
where you
just
cross the
talking
line.
about,
You're wrong.
but if you're just talking about music, then it's whatever. I don't give a fuck. You have your opinion.
And like I said with me, like I said, I don't care if you're talking about and that's if it's set in stone. Like Eminem is goated, it's set in stone. Like what he's been doing in
Yeah,
the game for like a couple of years,
Eminem is
he's
set in
been doing it.
Eminem for most people is set in stone top 5. Some set in stone top 10. But if I saw Eminem anywhere outside of the top 15, I just think you're kind of crazy.
No,
Because
I mean I can
he is
understand.
set a stone at least top 15. You know what I mean?
Over 15, easy. Like
In
what?
my opinion, top 3. But
In my,
some
that's what I'm saying.
but some people do hold the opinion that he's top 10 and maybe right outside the top 10. I can respect it because
Mhm.
there's a lot of great rappers like Rakim, Snoop Dogg, 50 Cent, Easy. You got a lot of great rappers, so I can respect it if someone put Eminem outside of the top 10, right? But if someone put Eminem outside of the top 15 all time, if we're including legacy, right, then I just think you're kind of stupid, because he is at least set in stone top 15.
In
I
my
gotta
opinion,
change
I
my
think
headphones.
I really think he's over 5. See that I might be called an Eminem D writer. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, hold up.
I ain't gonna lie.
Hold up, I gotta change my headphones real quick. These headphones dying. That's crazy. I didn't think they was gonna die on this podcast. Hold up.
Hey,
Let me let me fucking
hey,
get this
hey,
shit
word from Matt.
changed because
Don't begin.
you
Make sure
know
go into a space where you're not
technology wants to
interrupted.
fuck up
But this dude having
real
his
quick.
headphones
All right,
dying. It's crazy,
change
bro.
this real quick. This goes to that, and then I can go here, go to voice and video. Yo, Keshawn, say something.
Yeah.
Okay, I can hear you. Okay, we're good.
Uh,
Sorry, that's obviously staying in because this is a podcast. But yeah, but I think that wraps up that old hip hop versus new hip hop debate because yeah, I think we can acknowledge both have good and bad music. You know what I mean, right?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
You
Oh
know,
yeah, Eminem's top three. I don't care what nobody say. Eminem's top
see,
three.
I
You can
agree.
find me.
Again, I agree. I
Anybody can
agree.
find me.
No, no,
I
no,
mean,
no. Listen, listen,
I'm
listen,
just saying.
listen. I agree. He is top three, right? But if someone put him in top 10, or like at number
Oh yeah,
seven,
oh yeah.
if someone put him at like 7, 10, or 11, I'm not gonna be mad at it, depending on who they have above him. You know what I mean? Right? Like if they had Eminem at 11 and the entire top 10 was full of other legends and greats, right? I can
Mm-hmm.
respect it. You know what I
I
mean?
can understand.
Right?
Of course.
But if they put someone like I don't know, fucking um Fabio Foreign, I love Fabio Foreign, don't get me wrong, but if they put Fabio Foreign in their top 10 above Eminem, I'm asking
That's what I'm
questions.
saying, bro. People, yeah, see, people be having the most craziest, and that's the thing. I don't really usually care. I really don't. But I'll be looking at, like I said, I'll be looking at it as like, okay, that's fine, but you're crazy. I
Yeah.
mean, that's cool, but you're crazy.
I think that wraps up the old hip hop compared to new hip hop debate. Um we got the next one. This one's gonna be juicy. Oh boy. Keshawn knows. Do you want to introduce the topic to us, Keshawn?
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
You know what this one's about?
I'm knowing now. I'm knowing
All
now.
right. Tell us what this topic is, my friend.
This topic, the topic that we've been dealing with, well, at least I've been for 3 years.
I've been
3 years.
You've been dealing with it for like two.
You've been
No,
dealing
no,
with
no.
it longer.
You've been dealing it with it for like
Okay,
2 years. I've been
okay,
dealing it
okay.
with it for like 3.
Let's minus 2023. 2 years. 2 years. You've been dealing with them longer, but me 2 years. And this topic is on a person named XP.
Yeah. So I'm gonna keep. Listen, I'm gonna get this out now. One, fuck the dude. All right. But
Mm-hmm.
two, this is a podcast, so I'm gonna try to keep it as respectful as possible. Right. I'm not gonna out too much crazy shit just because again, I'm trying to keep this shit as respectful as possible. Right. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about it obviously because it's very well known amongst me and you, right, and just a bunch of people in general, right, because it became
Yeah.
this big thing that it wasn't supposed to, and it all stems from me and his problems, right. So we're gonna keep the dissing at a minimum, Keshawn. All right, fuck the guy, but we're gonna keep the dissing at a minimum. We're just telling our side of events, right? Okay.
Okay. All
I just wanted to get that out the way, so one, not too much drama gets stirred up, and two, so that way this topic doesn't go from telling our side of the story to it's an XP diss track on a podcast. You know what I'm right? It's just
That's
telling our side of the
fair.
story, right?
Uh,
And since it's a podcast, we can go in a little bit more detail. So
mhm.
obviously, since I've been dealing with the bullshit way longer than you, right? I'll start the story, and then obviously I'll like basically tell a story, and then you can kind of interject when you want to add something, right?
Hold on. Let me. I want to start where I got into it.
Well,
I want to start where I got.
the problem with starting where you got into it is that misses a whole bunch more context because of me and
Mm.
him, right? Because when you got into it is because you asked who XP was, and I basically gave you a general watered down version of why I don't like the guy, but he was cool with Wait and Say at the time, right? So I want to give that story up to that point, right?
Uh-huh.
So that way, not only do you fully know the context, but the listeners know the context, right?
Of course, of course.
So I met so I was on this app named Rap Fame. Don't get it, shit app. But I was on this app named Rap Fame at the time. I had dropped what, in my opinion, was my best song at the time. It was called My Game. A lot of it's more from the people who know me. A lot of people still, think it was decent. Still think it's decent and kind of holds up. But obviously, it's kind of just bad now on a music standpoint. But it was kind of impressive at the time, right? Um, and I was in the public chat on Rap Fame because Rap Fame had a public chat, and I had tagged Wait randomly in the public chat, right? And then Wait message to so that way they could listen to the song. I was just doing a big giant weird promo run, right? And then Wait messaged me and then was like, hey, bro, just want to let you know I thought the song was dope, da 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 da, right? If you want to work sometime, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I was like, and we exchanged Instagrams, right? From that, we were, you know who Crypt is, Keshawn?
Crypt.
Yeah, Crypt.
I
The
think, but I don't know if you're talking about the same dude that I don't know.
He's
I don't know
white,
if you're
he's
talking about
fat, and he raps fast.
Yep, I know him.
Okay.
Yep, I know him.
No, no disrespect to Crypt. I like Crypt's music, but anyways, Crypt had released YouTube Cipher 3, and it was an amazing cipher, right? We
Oh
had the
yeah, oh
idea.
yeah.
Me, Wait, and my homeboy FTR at the time, who wasn't retired from music at the time, we had the idea of doing a full cipher remix. That's 12 minutes, right? It was gonna be me. It was gonna be me, Wait, FTR, XP. Oh yeah. Well, here, let me go back a little bit. So because we had that idea, Wait introduced me and FTR to XP and Zay, right? And then this one other guy that doesn't really do music. He's not even really involved in the story because he never really talked in the group chat that we had made. But so this is how I meet XP, and from the jump, XP has problems with me for no reason because this man likes drama, right? So we start working on it, and I'll admit I'm not the greatest, right? But so we start, but it was gonna be me, Wait, FTR, XP, and Zay on this cipher remix, right? Zay at the time was going by the name Lyrical Genius. So I had recorded my verse, right? Because I was the first verse. I had recorded my verse, and lyrically it wasn't a bad verse, right? But the flow was bad. I'm not gonna lie, right? And whatnot. So it could have been improved, right? XP had a very big issue with this, right? He made a massive problem. But I didn't re-record my verse, right? Because Wait thought it was good enough, and we were just going around, right? The cipher fell apart, never happened. Then, but because of that cipher, the idea spawned to make a rap group, right? Named Z Crew, right? The first 4 members was me, Wait, Zay, and XP, right? FTR would join not too long later, right? And so now we had, the 5 basically, right? But I think FTR joined after XP got kicked out, right? And to this day, XP is the only person ever in Z Crew history to be kicked out by the group, right? Everyone else who was part of Z Crew but no longer left of their own accord and is still in good standings with Z Crew today. XP is the only one who got kicked out for his bullshit, right? So what had happened is we were working on the first ever song for Z Crew. It was called Sound Off, okay? I had recorded my verse, right? And the delivery and flow wasn't that good. XP also didn't like my lyrics about it. He complained endlessly to Wait, being a bitch about it, right? He was like, it's trash, it sucks, da da da. Get him to redo it. So I went and redid it, right? And Wait, he messaged me. He was like, hey man, can you redo the verse? But keep this line. I really like this line, right? Which was one of the lines XP hated for whatever reason, right? So I did, and Wait's whole thing with this bullshit was that XP was being way too disrespectful for it, especially since 1, I had just started a year before this, right? And 2, I literally transitioned from phone to PC literally like a month ago, if that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Right? I was on a completely new system of recording music at the time. Not only that, but also fresh to recording music at the time. You know what I mean? Right? So, in Wait's mind, it was like, based off him not only changing equipment just recently, but him getting to music only a year ago, right? It wasn't bad, right? in his mind, oh, we all start somewhere, right? And that's exactly what he told XP. And he's like, you started somewhere too. You weren't good when you first started. And XP, being XP, said, oh no, I was great when I first started. What do you mean? You know what I mean, right? So this pissed XP off. It started another argument between me, XP, and W.A.I.T, right? Because W.A.I.T thought XP was being way too extra, right? And because to me, it's never been about him saying, it was bad, right? It was about the respect behind it, right? Zay has told me many times he think a song sucked, right? He gave many songs of mine like 3 out of 10 before. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The difference between Zay and him, right, is XP will be like, it's trash, it's garbage, da 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 da, and just make it a big fucking argument and bring up insults that don't even matter, right? While Zay will be like, yeah, I'm not feeling it. This is why I think it's a 3 out of 10. You know what I mean? Very different approaches, right? When Zay says a song sucks, I respect it. I listen, right? When XP was saying a song sucked, I felt disrespected as hell. You know what I mean? Right? So, and this didn't help with the other bullshit, not even about music, of me and him not getting along. Right? So XP was angry, right? And I said, fuck it, I'll re-record my verse tomorrow, right? This part's a bit shady. I was either like, no, I'm keeping the verse, or I said, fuck it, I'll re-record it tomorrow, right? And I deleted my verse, right, to re-record it later, right? XP, though, because he was so pissed off about this for whatever stupid reason, thought that meant we weren't doing the song no more on that beat. So what he did is he took his part, right, in the beat, and posted it as, I think, the Guns Out freestyle. And then when we heard it, W.A.I.T and everyone was fucking livid, because we had made plans to use this beat for Z Crew as the first Z Crew song, right? And he went and used the beat for himself and made it a solo song. Became a massive fucking argument, and that's what got XP kicked out, right? Because not only was his antics already building up to this point, but then he just kind of bitch smacked the whole group, right? Not long after this, XP makes DGR, right? I always saw this as him trying to compete with Z Crew, right?
Which is kind of sad in my opinion, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I always saw it as that, but I kind of kept my opinions to myself, because again, XP and Zay were still cool with bro, right? They didn't respect that, right? But they were still cool with bro. You know what I mean, right? It was me who had the problems with him, right? I've never been one to be like, hey, I got problems with this guy. Do this for me. I'm a man. I handle my shit. You know what I mean, right? So fast forward, and I didn't block him immediately after he got kicked out of Z Crew, right? But, and again, I'm not gonna go into super specific bullshit again, because if I went to super specific bullshit, not only would that stir up a bunch of drama, but it would help our case more. But again, that's not my point. My point is just get the general story with a bit more detail. You know what I mean? But so fast forward, we're still arguing, right? And we're still talking, but we're arguing and shit, right? And we get to like the next year, right? 2021. I think around April, March, right? I release a song called Myself Remix, right? It was a remix to my song Myself, right? It featured Zay. The remix featured Zay, right? The reason it featured Zay is because Zay heard the chorus on the beat and was like, I fucking want to do a remix to this because this chorus is fucking amazing, right? So he did a remix to it, right? And then it dropped, quite a bit ways later, right? Zay ended up not growing fond of the song anymore because, at the time, right, he thought my verse was all right. But he didn't like the song no more because of his verse, right? His verse was like, he started it, but then he kind of just repeated it. You know what I mean? Right? And he didn't like it because of that verse, right? Well, when it dropped, XP was like, oh, I'm gonna do a reaction to the Myself remix, right? And I'm like, oh, I mean, okay, I didn't ask, but all right. You know what I mean? The reaction comes out. This bitch is an hour long. I'm like, now, this immediately obviously sets off red flags in my opinion, because this is like barely, if even, a 3-minute song. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's crazy. That's crazy, man. I'm not gonna lie.
And within
Our
the
reaction to 2 minute song.
And within the first minute, he's just talking shit. He's hating on me, just being mad fucking disrespectful. And I even checked later, bro didn't even press play till 50 minutes into the video.
Crazy.
So you spend almost an hour of a video just straight up hating before you decide to fucking play the song. Right?
That is
That you're
crazy.
you're reacting to my song to make your content, and you're spending 50 minutes just being a dickhead, and then I'm the bitch when I call you out for the bullshit.
That's tough.
Right? So I call, and keep in mind, this pissed me off because I was trying to have a good weekend and good day with my family because we were going to Chicago this day. This was during a car ride, right? So this pissed me off. Me and him are arguing in the group chat, right? And after a while, I just said, fuck it. I can't remember what I last said, but I remember he posted on Instagram because he's so fucking petty, right? I kicked him from the group chat because I was the admin of the group chat and blocked him, right? I was like, I'm done with his bullshit, right? And I left it alone, right? Because at that point, bro was just toxic. I was trying my best to be homies with him, but from the very beginning, he was being mad disrespectful. And I'm like, fuck it, I'm done, right? Y'all can be cool with him, but this isn't my problem, right? I had him blocked for a while, and then by this point, you had joined Z Crew, from my knowledge, right? You either had joined Z Crew or was about to or whatever. I don't really know, but yeah. So what ended up happening was, right, we're talking in the Z Crew group chat. We're talking about XP, right? And again, Wait and Zay were cool with XP at this point, and I'm just like, I just don't like bro. You know what I mean? Like, I don't fucking like him. And keep in mind, while I had him blocked, XP was talking about me non-fucking stop. You know what I
He
mean?
still was. Yeah, he
Right?
still was. Yeah.
Yeah, and I had my mouth shut about bro. Like, bro was just so unimportant. Even Zay told XP this. He's just like, bro, you're so unimportant to him right now. Like, he doesn't even think of you, bro. You know what I mean? Right? So and I've had XP blocked for like 9 months or whatever. But we're talking in the group chat, and this is when you chime in because you've heard rumblings about this XP guy, right? And you're like fuck it, you're like, dude, who's this XP dude, right? And that's when I give you my rundown of like why I don't like him with some more details that you do know, but we're not gonna get into, right? And I literally said, I was like, that's why I don't like bro. You can make your own judgment of him. Wait and say like him. I just don't get along with him. That's why he's not here. And other bullshit he has done. If you want to be bros with dude, you can be bros with. Like, I gave zero shits. You know what I just explained, hey, this is why I don't like him. There you go. You know what I mean? Do what you will. Right? And this is when you said you were gonna diss him, right? And like you said in your one video, I strictly said, hey, leave me out of it. I'm just gonna be watching from the sidelines. I am not involved, right? And you never involved us. It was XP making it bigger, but we'll get there, right? So
Yeah.
And everyone in Z Crew held the same sentiment. W.A.I.T saw this and thought it was going to be nice and fun, right? He even told XP, hey, give Keshawn a good battle experience. You know what I mean? Right?
He did say that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, and we came to the conclusion that you ended up winning at the time, right? And obviously XP was pissed, right? So, and it became a bit more dramatic between you two and shit, especially when you made the stupid bet, right? Which I'm glad you didn't fulfill in because we all told you was fucking dumb in the first place.
Yeah.
So then I see an XP Talks video on his like XP News channel or whatever.
Hold on. Pause. let's not forget that when this happened, the part where you told me about XP, there was a little time after that where I was on the phone with him and I was in the bathroom taking a crap.
Oh yeah.
This man was talking about how you all was in a rap battle and stuff, and
which
he
keep in mind,
destroys you or whatever.
Keep
all
in
that.
mind, me and XP had never spat bars at each other yet. We never freestyled against each other in private. We never put diss tracks out on each other. We never put subliminal disses out on each other. Right? Like, we just had regular ass arguments on the phone or through text messages. Me and him never had a rap battle at that point. Bro was lying out of his ass, right?
Like, I'm telling you, bro. Like, I'm telling you. Like, I don't know if it was like 30 minutes or 15 minutes, but right after that conversation, I was taking a crap. This man calls me on Instagram. This man was saying like, "So I heard that you're in Z Crew. I heard that you're with Maskman. Like, did you know that I dropped Maskman in a rap battle?" I was like, "Hey."
Which me and him didn't rap. We didn't rap.
And I was like, "Hey, I don't know what's going on between you and him, but hey, you gonna have to get into it with me though." Like, what's good?
You said come catch this work, right? You know,
I'm saying.
But nah, so y'all dropped diss tracks on each other. It was fun. It was whatever, right? We came to the conclusion that you had won, right? And you know, fast forward a bit, and obviously drama's still going on and whatnot. I see an XP talk video, and at the end, it was with Zay, and basically Zay was rating his relationships. XP asked, "Hey, what's my relationship with every Z Crew member on a scale of 1 to 10? And they got to me last, of course, which was a 0. I had bro blocked. You know what I mean? Like, and XP said, you know, I'm down to make amends, right? So I said, you know what? Fuck it. Fine. You know, I'm a man. I can put this shit by. This doesn't matter to me anyways. You know what I mean? Right? So in the comments, I explained why I don't like him, right? But I also said, I'm down to make amends, right? I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? So I unblock him. He gets attitude. Then you and him were in a call. You guys invited me, yada, yada, yada. Anyways, then he got mad. He started making it, like, even more bullshit. He started dragging in Z Crew in general and other people. And we were like, bro, why are you...
It's not that big of a deal. It's not that big.
And not only that, but he's lying about the story, right? His side, XP's side of the story is that I called you to get on his head and diss him because I had problems with him. When that's not even the case. I just explained why I don't like him to you because you asked who XP is, right? And clearly stated, hey, Wait and Zay like him. You can like him too. I don't care. Do what you want, right? And you made your own choice to go against him. And I specifically said, too, when you decided to go against him, hey, don't mention anything I told you about him because that's the shit me and him have, right? And you to this day, you've avoided all that bullshit, right? You know what I mean? Right? So, but yeah, XP's story is that, you know, I decided to get him ganged up on when it was literally just you going at him on your own accord. And then he got himself ganged up on trying to make it a whole DGR versus Z Crew thing. When the entire time, almost all of DGR didn't really fuck with XP like that. Like, they looked at it like, yo, this is a cool group. XP's a bit weird, though. You know what I mean? Because XP, like, my homeboy Mal and Leach, like, if I get Mal and Leach on a podcast, we'll have to talk about this too, right? But my homeboys Mal and Leach, they would promote me and shit because they my homeboys. They knew me before XP. They knew XP, right? You know what I mean? They the boys, right? And they joined DGR, and when I heard they joined DGR, I was like, hey, bro, you know, I hope you have a good time there, but just know, me and the leader of that place, we don't really like each other. So, you know, if you see us going at each other online or whatever, just know we don't like each other. But do what you do,
don't like
right?
each other.
You know, I was just giving them a heads up. You know what I mean? So they're not confused. Like, hey, you know, these are two of my homeboys. Why don't they? You know, I was just letting them know, right? But XP tried to dictate the group and be like, "Oh, don't promote the enemy. Don't promote the enemy." Right? When they
I remember that one.
Meanwhile, W.A.I.T's out here promoting XP, and I'm not giving a single fuck. You know what I mean, right?
Hmm.
So
I didn't even know he did. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know he
yeah,
promoted XP stuff.
it's because they were homeboys, right? They were gonna make a
Uh
song to
huh.
get. They were gonna make a song together, and he promoted it on his story. I didn't give a fuck. You know what I mean,
Hmm.
right? So it was mad weird, right? Obviously, Legion Mal, they since been said they're glad they've gotten kicked out of DGR because XP's just like a dictatorial piece of shit, right?
Hmm.
Um, but anyways, so he starts getting more
All right, hold
people
on. Pause.
involved.
Pause. Pause.
Oh,
Pause. 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 Yeah, that ended up leading. Yeah, them leading to getting kicked out was leading. Them getting kicked out was from XP. Him promoting me and Mass because he said not to talk about Mass and don't promote his stuff.
and they
And
said, "Fuck you,
Mal
this isn't
actually,
our problem."
yeah, and that's the thing. And Mal actually commented on one of my songs when I think when it was still happening, he commented on one of my songs and said like, "Yo, this flow is good." And then you know, XP was like, "Hey, no, don't be doing that. You out of here. You out of here." So that's kind of what that's a little bit more details to
Yeah,
him getting kicked out.
but that's going too far ahead in a bit. But anyways, you, then he finally dropped his Keshawn response. He literally called it Keshawn response, and instead of it being a fucking diss track like rappers do, it's a fucking 12-minute rant video with a bunch of lies and bullshit. And at the end, he said, "Oh, Mr. Mistake, Mask, Keshawn, I'm not promoting your shit no more because you won't get shit." Dot 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 dot. Right? He just did some random bullshit. And at this point, I said you. And at this point, I already had Shopping List 2 loaded in case he was gonna do some bullshit. So 8 hours after he dropped that video, I dropped Shopping List 2. Right? He said, "Oh, y'all aren't gonna pop off." Because I'm not gonna promote your shit no more. 100 views in a week on his head, right? You know what I mean? Like, I fucked him up, right? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And let's be honest, bro never promoted us because he bots views. We got proof of that too, and that's since been
I
out.
have a whole video on it.
That's the only reason why I say that is we've put that out already. So
Hmm.
he never promoted us because none of my views been botted before, right? So but anyways, he and then obviously to wait in private, he said, "Oh, Mass can't pull views unless it's about me." And then when I drop Everest, that's like 400 views in like a month on his head, and it's not about him at all. You know what I mean? So, I
Hmm.
just proved bro wrong on all different sides of the coin, right? But that's besides the point, right? And
Hmm.
that's kind of when shit kind of went a bit crazy, right? Me and him have little subliminal shots going back and forth at each other, right? And then it kind of dies down for a little bit, right?
Hmm.
But obviously NoAux joins the group. He drops diss tracks on XP because he learned how XP was like and shit, yada yada yada. I'm gonna breeze. Should I? Okay. And then I had an unreleased diss track on XP. This wasn't the one that came out. This one was called Assassination, and it had a line saying something bro on rap fame worried about some little kids. He is almost 18, kind of weird, isn't it? Or some shit like that,
Yeah,
right?
I remember that. I remember that. Yep.
You know what I'm about to get into. This was me simply saying he's weird for beefing with little kids on the internet and staying on a shit app because just to beef with kids that he's already like destroyed and won, right? Like I'll give him credit. He destroyed those kids on that app, but it's a shit app with shit music. Of course. You know what I mean? Right? Like XP's music's garbage, not above 4 out of not above a 4, right? But it's better than what's on there. You know what I mean? Right? So,
Hmm.
you know, that was me basically dissing him for chasing beef that has since been over with little kids on a shit app. You know what I mean? I shared this with NoAux, and NoAux thought it was about. We can't say exactly what it's about, but let's say mature content involving children. Um, that's what NoAux thought that line was about. Basically, thought I was calling XP a file of some kind. You know what I mean, right?
Hmm.
Um, that wasn't the case. It was a massive miscommunication, right?
Hmm.
Um, and XP and NoAux got into an argument, and NoAux dropped that on him, and he told him that I told him, right? And then XP called me, was like, hey, da 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 da, I da 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 da, right? You know, and I listen. I even apologize. Like, to me, this was an opportunity. Oh, actually, this happened before he dropped the Keshawn response, right? But to me, this was a good time to bury the hatchet, right? So I explained why I don't like him, right? Yada yada yada. We were all good, right? You know what I mean, right? And he was acting very calm too. He even apologized for some things and shit like that, right? Like, we was doing good. You know what I mean? In that call, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was, but I cleared it up for him. I was like, hey, bro, my fault. This was a misunderstanding. I'll explain to NoAux. This is not what I meant. You know what I mean? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not going to sit there and throw false accusations like that with very little proof of that magnitude, because that type of shit can ruin lives. You know what I mean? This is petty drama bullshit to me. This isn't some serious, oh, you did some fucked up shit to my sister or whatever. You know what I mean? This is, so I explained that to NoAux, and, that whole thing passed by. But XP doesn't let this go and constantly says, oh, he only said it was a misunderstanding because he got caught. If I was going around saying you were into that type of thing, then more than just NoAux would have confronted you about it, my friend. It was only NoAux that confronted him about it, and if more people confronted him about it, then that's a completely different thing from me, because I only showed, I think, Oppskillah and NoAux that diss track. Right? So, unless Oppskillah messaged him, which Oppskillah has no history with XP, so that's for certain not true. Then no one else messaged him about it besides NoAux, and again, that it was a complete misunderstanding. So if more people messaged him about it, then that's a completely different drama that doesn't involve me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So so he runs with that side of events, which is completely wrong. And we have explained countless times it's a misunderstanding, but he's constantly said, I don't care, right? But anyway, so then we have like the whole little, spew, and like NoAux stopped fucking with bro. NoAux has dropped disses on him and shit. You've dropped disses on him, right? And and even Zay's dropped him by name before, right? W.A.I.T was the last person to stop fucking with him, just because, again, XP kept saying, fuck Z Crew, fuck Z Crew, fuck Z Crew, right?
They've been trying to keep the relationship alive.
Right, and the reason why, and the whole thing, right, is like W.A.I.T's whole thing was like, why are you saying fuck Z Crew, bro? Because saying fuck Z Crew, that's disrespect to all of us, right? Not just the few people you have issues with. This is why Zay stopped fucking with him too, right? Because he had problems with me, you, and Mr. Mistake. Mr. Mistake wasn't even in Z Crew at this point. He left, right? He was just still homies, right? And then there was me and you. You don't have problems with W.A.I.T and Zay, and you're saying fuck Z Crew, and you're wondering why they're getting angry at you. Mm-hmm. You're actively saying fuck Z Crew is like saying fuck W.A.I.T, fuck Zay, fuck Keshawn, fuck Mask, fuck NoAux, fuck Oppskillah. That's what it's saying, right? But you only have problems with specific people. So obviously, he gets dropped and shit, and the drama keeps going on, right? But it's not much, right? And he keeps saying bullshit, and me still not wanting to get involved, right? I dropped subliminal disses on a few lines, but that was about it, right? It was literally only shopping list 2, which I didn't even diss him. I just addressed him. Even in this section after I stopped addressing him, I said, keep improving your music and soon people will be like I gave him props. I wasn't even dissing him. I was just addressing him, saying, hey, watch who you talking shit about. You know what I mean? This isn't my problem, right? And then in Make Way is when I subliminally dissed him, because he responded to me with the worst diss ever, right? Saying, at least I'm on the shopping list, even though the shopping list is a hit list. I just didn't want to call it hit list because that's so played out, right? But anyways, but after that, I kind of shut up, besides Instagram stories, which I would respond without saying his name, right? I would go on massive rants about him on Instagram stories, and even dropped like, hey, by the way, you bought your fucking views. You know what I mean? Right? Like, I was done playing games, right? And then, he kept going, and he pissed off W.A.I.T a shit ton, right? Where W.A.I.T went on a whole Twitter tirade calling him out by name, dropping a bunch of shit, right? like W.A.I.T was fed up at this point, right? And then he kind of cooled off and backed off from it, right? Which kind of did suck because, at this point, I was repairing multiple tracks where I dissed XP by name. You know what I mean? Right? Like, and then he asked me, hey, can you back off? And I was like, you know what? That's fine. Because I wanted to go at XP in multiple things, right? But out of respect for W.A.I.T, I never did because, it was, I respect W.A.I.T, you know what I mean? And W.A.I.T forever has this drama be a bit more personal to him because, he has asked me specifically to change my art and my music just so shit doesn't pop off. And he feels like that's also somewhat disrespectful because it's my music, right? But my thing is, I got respect for W.A.I.T. If he doesn't want me going at XP, I'm not going to go at XP. So I didn't, right? But then eventually you all kind of just said, fuck it. And we started dropping shit. And then, obviously I dropped my diss track Retribution earlier this year on him, right? And then
hold on. Hold on real quick. Can I mention the fact that he told me the same thing too? Like he told me the same exact thing about out of respect for him that I didn't say anything on him on that Look at Me Now remix.
Mm-hmm.
On that one track that he I was like, I had such good bars.
You were dissing XP on that. Him. But then you changed it because W.A.I.T asked you to, and you respected him. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, then obviously we got to a point where we said fuck it. Even W.A.I.T saying fuck it. You know what I mean? And we've spoken on him a little bit in some songs, right? Maybe not necessarily directly, but that's where we're kind of at now. It's died down a lot from last year because last year's kind of when it was at its like peak, right? But XP's constantly having drama to this day with a bunch of other people, which still stems from me and him problems. I'm sure it'll pop off again at any time. I'm glad it's not. I hope it doesn't, but I don't put shit past this man. You know what I mean? So, I wouldn't be surprised if the drama pops off, and if it does, who cares? I've already called him out by name.
Like really, like who cares?
I've already called him out by name a few times. Will call him out by name some more. To me, this shit will never be squashed. Like a couple other beefs of mine, just due to the simple fact that one, it's 3 fucking years of drama, and 2, the amount of bullshit. Like it's very petty bullshit, but that shit adds up. You know what I mean, right?
Okay. Let me also add to the fact that at that point in time, where we was actually like, because at one point we was all in the call together.
Yeah.
And we was all vibing and stuff.
Type shit.
And then even a little bit before after that, we was cool. Like
you and XP was
chilling. I was really cool with dude. Like it was a time where he told me about his XP news channel. And he was like,
"Yeah, you were on multiple of those."
Yeah, I was like, you know what? Yeah, let's do a little video together. Like, let's do like a little song. I was even thinking about actually doing a song with dude.
You did do a song with dude,
but actually, I'm tripping. Yeah, I was thinking about doing a song with him, and I was like, you know what? Let's do it.
And then y'all did it, and his verse sucked.
Yeah, we ended up doing it.
And he was, and this is another thing of drama that happened too, right? I kind of glossed over it because while it's it is, like, if you want the full story, you guys will just have to ask one of us two privately, right? But like, this was another thing of drama, so they dropped Back at It Like a Bad Habit, right? That's what it was called. And XP's verse was garbage. It was horrible, right? And after the reception of XP's verse, XP said, "Oh, Keshawn must have changed it to make it worse." Da, 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 da. And he had this reinforced thought it was like that because you got Mr. Mistake on the remix, and Mr. Mistake dissed XP on the remix. And the problem is you even pulled up the screenshot, like, yo, bro, all the recent changes to fucking Back at It Like a Back Habit is you. It's you, bro. You know what I mean? like Band Lab immediately proved him wrong. So it was just a shit verse. You know what I mean? And he said, "Oh, Keshawn fucked it up." Even though it was your verse, Keshawn didn't even make a single change to it shown by the BandLab history, right? So it's just like, bro, you good? You know what I mean?
And the thing was, I did that all on my Instagram. So I was like, "Who changed up your verse?" I posted that junk on my Instagram. I sent the screenshots. I posted them. I was like, "Who changed your verse?"
Who
And
changed your verse, bro?
all of them said XP. And I was like, "Bro, I know I'm not tripping." Like
Exactly, bro.
the only thing I messed with was the hook and my verse. His verse,
Exactly.
I didn't even touch. The
Yeah,
lyrics that he came
literally
up with, the vocals that he chose to have,
and the
bruh.
thing about XP is not, it's he, not only has he not improved since 20, his best song is Moments, which is January 2020. Not only has he not improved since, he's declined since. And Moments is like a 5 out of 10 if I'm being generous. You know what I mean? Right? It's
Your
realistically
peak
a
is
4 out of
your
10.
peak is 4. You say your peak is 4.
Your peak is 4.
You said your
You know
peak
what I
is
mean?
4.
Right. So like, and XP constantly acts like, and one of my worst things about XP, he'll say, "Oh, you guys can't take criticism," when we say, "No, bro." Like, we'll be like, "Bro, why you hating?" And he's like, "Oh, you guys just can't take criticism." But then we say, "Hey, bro, this was not it," and he's like, "Oh, y'all just can't see how good I am. I'm the best one here. Dot 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 dot. I'm the goat." You know, like, bro was very egotistical when all he is a fucking Walgreens version of Eminem. He's not even a Walmart version of Eminem. He's a Walgreens version of Eminem. You know what I mean? Like, bro's just
Easy.
garbage. You know, and he talks about MP40s and machetes all the time. Bro, you're from Canada. Like, anyways, let me stop the dissing. Let me stop the dissing.
Hey,
This is
yeah,
not
yeah,
what it's
yeah.
about.
Hey,
But
didn't you not say to not talk trash while we're talking
no,
about
no,
this
we
stuff
can
in the
talk trash.
detail?
We can talk trash, just not too much. But anyways, um, yeah, no, that's basically the story. If you want to add some more parts into it, Keshawn, we can. If not, we'll go on to the next topic.
Hey, all I'm saying is that the times that I've dealt with him, the one big thing that I've always been on about when it comes to this situation is that one time we were cool. Like, genuinely, we were cool. Like, we was doing videos. At some points, we were making songs, and it was like it was kind of cool. Like, I rocked with those moments.
Yeah, y'all
But
got
to be
along.
honest, I don't think it's ever gonna happen again.
Yeah,
Like,
because
because
he
he don't know
fucked
how
it
to shut
up.
his mouth, and he don't know how to shut his mouth. He don't know how to do his own thing. So
Yeah, exactly.
he's a lost case. So
But yeah,
yeah.
exactly. But that's basically the story. Again, if you want full details, you'll have to ask me or Keyshawn. I got more details than he does because I literally have like screenshots of shit, you know. Um, and when I say screenshot, I know you have a couple, Keyshawn, but like I have like over 50. You know what I
I
mean?
only have I only have what you gave me for that one video. And if
Yeah,
there's any more details for that, hey,
literally,
go to
bro.
my channel for it.
I got over 50 of shit I haven't even put out there. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
if y'all want more details, y'all have to ask us in private. Again, I this might cause drama, this might not, but I don't really care either way. But anyways,
Mm-hmm.
we got two more topics. These are going to be lengthy topics, and this is a great podcast episode. It's already over an hour long. But so we got our albums. Me and Keyshawn both dropped albums this year. He dropped his
Oh
album before
yeah, I
mine.
did.
Keyshawn's album is called Legendary. It's 10 tracks long. Here, I will pull up the track list. So, Keyshawn, basically what this is going to be is it's going to be it's going to be we're going to have a discussion about each album, right? But it's also going to be kind of more interview like, you know what I mean? So, while
Okay.
we're just going to have a regular discussion about it, I'll also ask you kind of like questions about it, and then when we get to my album, you'll do the same, all right? So,
Okay.
yeah. Um so here, let me pull up your Spotify page real quick. Um, and you know, Keyshawn dropped his album Legendary. It's 10 songs long, 23 minutes and 20 seconds long. Is the runtime. Um, and it's a very interesting album. One, it's your first album that's over 10 songs. For context, you have the only other two albums you have is My Personality, which was your first one, which was 8 songs long, which is then you got Getting Stuff Done, which is also 8 songs long, but that's if you exclude the deluxe. If you include the deluxe, I'm pretty sure Getting Stuff Done's like 13 or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Legendary's 10 songs, right? Which, you know, the only reason you did is because I said, hey, make it at least 10 songs.
Oh, y'all are getting on me about that, bro.
Yeah, I was getting on you about it because I was like, hey, you know, I can if you call it an 8-song project an album, that's fine. But I always told you, me personally, I would never do an album that's under 10 songs because
Mm-hmm.
you know if it's under 10 songs, then I'm either gonna call it a mixtape or an EP. You know what I mean, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you did that, and you did something very interesting. You had more hard bangers for like the first 5, but then the next 5, it was more chill and chill songs, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
First, so we're just gonna go in track list order if that's cool with you. Um,
Yeah.
so we got Dominance, right? Drill
Yeah.
Keshawn. All right, listen. I know a lot of people give you shit about this song, but I thought this song was dope because you made multiple references, right? And you were just flowing and going, and I don't know, just some about the song was really nice to me. When I first heard it, I was going nuts, and and instead of going on to the next song, I replayed the song, then finished the album. Like, it was that good to me, right?
Okay.
But I know you particularly aren't too fond of this song. So why is that?
Well, I would say because I'm not really into the drill stuff. Like,
Mm.
yeah, you can. I'm not really into the drill music like that, and the only reason why I was doing it is because to be a little more versatile. You know what I'm
You
saying?
just
That's
wanted to do
basically
it
what
to
this.
do it.
Yeah, that's what this album is just basically is. And I was
True.
here thinking like, you know what? Let me just make the song. Let me just try to see how I can be on it, and just go with the flow. You know what I'm saying?
Type shit. You know, I think it's a great track. One of my personal favorites from you, right? Um, uh, is there is there anything you want to add to like the backstory of the track? Like, was it really difficult to record, or was it like super easy? Was it?
Now, was it difficult to record? No. Was it difficult? At some point, it was because I was like, how am I supposed to do this? How am I supposed to say this? How am I supposed to like put everything together? Because that was my first. That's my first drill song. Like,
First and
come on, that's my
only
first
so
drill song.
far.
Like, so it's like it's new. So of
Yeah.
course I'm gonna end up having little like how do I say this? Little words, thoughts in my head saying like, how the heck can I do this?
Type shit.
But you know,
You figured it out.
hey,
Now
it came out good.
I do gotta ask. If you remember, what was the first song you got done for the album? If you want, I can
What's
the first song. So like the first song you did for it. If you want me to, I can read off the track list for you.
the first song I got done with the album? Let me. Um, just watch me. No wait.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
wait. Hold on. It was either the finger on my hand or just watch me because I made just watch me before I came up with the title album.
Yeah.
I made that song already, and I was like, you know what? Let me just put it on there, just so you know, I can have more versatility on there. You know what I'm saying?
Which I actually do like the song. I thought it was tough.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of cool. I thought it was kind of cool.
Um.
But yeah, that's the song I kind of technically got done first.
Okay. Speaking of the finger on my hand, listen, Keisha, I'm about to give you shit for this song. It's
Okay.
I'm not gonna hold you. It's a guilty
I'm prepared.
pleasure.
I'm prepared.
It's a guilty
I'm
pleasure
prepared.
song for me. Like I have all the songs liked on Spotify. One, because you're the homie. I support the homies, right?
Of
But
course.
two, it is a guilty pleasure song for me. But I'm not gonna hold you. This is the most corny Eminem bullshit you have ever fucking made. It's not as corny as like XP Eminem bullshit, but like holy fuck, right? The I think the finger on my hand though is the perfect representation on you not cursing in your music holding you back, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Because which by the way, I will say I do respect that you don't curse in your music. Of course, when we make songs together, right? Unless it's my song featuring you, I try to avoid cussing, right? You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
your song, right? If you're featuring me on a song, I avoid cussing at all times because it's your shit, right?
Mhm.
But you know, if it's my song featuring you, then I don't give a fuck. It's my song, right? But I think this is an
Yeah.
example of a song that shows you not cussing, holding you back because obviously the finger on my hand is supposed to be your middle finger, which means fuck you. You know what I mean, right? Um, and you know,
Okay.
but you're it's a basically saying fuck you to the haters without, but it sounds like you're just going around it such a weird way just to not cuss, which sure it's talented in some songs like Dominance went hard, right? You didn't cuss at
Mhm.
all, went crazy, right? You know, and that showed your talent, right? You can write lyrics without cussing and still make it go hard. But for a
Mhm.
song that's literally about your middle finger and saying fuck you and not cussing, it just felt super corny. You know what I mean? Not
That's the thing. That's the thing. When it comes to me and doing stuff like that, it's just like I find ways to alter stuff. I find ways to alter stuff and try to do stuff the way how it's not really usually
no,
supposed to be done.
I get that.
And when I end up doing it, it's gonna end up being what y'all call it corny. So that's how
I
it's gonna
will
end up being.
listen, and it's not even the fact that the topic of the song, right? It's the beat and the style you went for.
Being
Like I said, this is some old school Eminem sounding bullshit, right? You know what I mean? So it sounds super weird to have a song that's literally saying fuck, basically supposed to be saying fuck you to the haters and not cuss on a beat like this. If it was on a different beat, and like obviously the lyrics were changed and like flow and stuff was changed to fit that beat, right? It probably would work more. But because of the beat style you went with, it just sounded wrong not cussing, right? For this particular song, this particular one, right? Again, like I said, it's a guilty pleasure song of mine because it's kind of funny, right? But if I'm gonna be real, it's not. It's probably one of your weaker songs, you know. Um,
easy, 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 easy.
which I'm glad you can admit. And again, I hope this doesn't seem disrespectful. I'm just saying, like that's probably my biggest gripe with it. If you did cuss, and I'm not saying, by the way, this is not me saying drop being family friendly or whatever, right? You don't need to cuss
Yeah.
in your music, right? I'm just saying I think this is an example, a very rare example of you not cussing in your music, kind of holding that song in particular back. You know what I mean, right?
Mhm.
Because I think if you cussed in this song with the style you went with, it probably would have went better. Or if you picked a different style with this topic matter, it probably would have worked better. You know what I mean, right? Um, I think, but if I had to give it a rating, it's probably around a 5. If
Easy.
like
I'll lower it to a three. Now that I made it. Now that
dominance is an 8 to a 9 to me. The finger on my hand's like a 5, just for
it's
the
an
reasons I
easy three.
said.
I'm not gonna lie. It's just an easy three. The finger on my head's an easy
Bro
three.
hates it more than I do. That's crazy. Granted, I said it's a guilty pleasure song. So
Mhm.
then we have I forgot what this one sounds like. Hold, you won't hear it. The people in the podcast will hear it for a little bit. All right.
Okay.
None of y'all are human. It's really
Oh, I'm
impossible.
ready.
No.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
this is that no melody song. Okay. I thought
Mhm.
I'm Ready was actually kind of decent. I'm not gonna hold you. I just hate how short it is. It's a minute and listen. My problem with I'm Ready is it's a minute and 4 seconds long and it's treated as a full song. Right?
Oh, okay.
If you called it an interlude, I wouldn't have a problem with it. But you were doing well on the beat. Maybe could have had a bit more energy. Not gonna hold you, right? But you know, if it was called an interlude, it'd be a great interlude, right? But it's treated as a full song. It's this short, and for how short it is, you didn't do as good to make that shortness justified. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So if it was longer, maybe up to like a minute and a half, right? Or maybe even 2 minutes, it'd probably be really good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, but since it's interlude length, but treated as a full song, I can't really give it more than a 6.5, 7 out of 10, just because it's treated as a full song when it's interlude length and it's not the craziest song. You know what I mean?
Hmm. I thought the lowest you could get was a 5 just because how short the song was. I'm not gonna lie.
See, so
Because that's the shit.
the thing is, obviously one of my criticisms is the shortness of this track, but you know, the length of the track isn't going to affect my rating all that much, just because that's that's you decided it to be that short. So who am I to say, oh, I want who am I to say, oh, it's only a minute and 4 seconds. It's pretty good, but it's only a minute and 4 seconds, so I got to give it a 3. Like, no, that sounds stupid, right? That's just me wanting more, right? It
Mhm.
like I said, my problem isn't necessarily the length. My problem is the length in conjunction with it being treated as a full song when it should be called an interlude, you know?
Oh yeah, of course.
But what do you think of I'm Ready, my friend?
What I think about it, it's cool.
Yeah. I
Shoot,
think
I was vibing. All I know is that when I was in the studio recording that junk, I was rocking.
yeah, no,
I was in my headphones. I was rocking.
I think it's perfectly described as a cool song. Like, cool is a great descriptor word for it.
Hmm.
The next one, I'm not gonna hold you. I really enjoyed it because I like your high energy songs like this, but then it grew off of me. Done for, which was like your metal rock rap song.
Hmm.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yep, I remember that one.
I
Yes.
do fuck with it just because, again, I like the energy and I like the done for. Yeah, you're done for. Like, it was cool, right? Um,
Hmm.
Mixing could have been better, but like mixing could have been better. Like, that's the big problem with it. But
Hmm.
you know, I would probably give it a 6 just because there's some very glaring big issues with it. But I do enjoy it. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and act like, oh, it's garbage, right? Like the Finger on My Hand, that's a guilty pleasure song, but it's not good, right? Done For is a song where you can see the effort, you can see it being somewhat decent. It just missed the mark in a few areas, you know?
I can feel that.
Um, but what was going through your mind when you were making Done For, my friend?
I was see, it's a new genre for me to get on. That's the whole entire thing with this
Type
album.
shit.
It's just me. It's this whole entire thing with me and this album is just trying new things because that's what I try to be on.
Yeah.
But with this song specifically, it's like, dang, how can I make this work? How the heck can I do this, but still try to like fit the vibe of the song? Like, how can I still try to do that? I mean, of
Yeah.
course, there's still like little marks every now and then in the song, but at the end, I still kind of, did something decent with it. Did something decent with it.
Yeah, that makes
And
sense.
that, and that's what I think with the new songs that I would be making, like the new type of songs I would be making. I think
Mhm.
it will be like just like somewhat decent. Like it's not gonna be like the greatest thing I've ever made, or it's not gonna be like on
You're in
par with
that
like my other songs that
you're in
I'm
that
usually making.
yeah, you're in that phase right now where you're just trying to make good music, but you're not necessarily striving for improvement too much, you know?
It's like in a way, yeah. And the thing is that I'm not expecting the stuff that I just made for the first time to be on the same level as the stuff that I make all the time.
Yeah, of
Like I
course, of course.
like the stuff that I make all the time is way higher than the stuff that I make
Yeah, no,
that,
of
that I
course.
make just
Like,
now.
I released a rap rock song with somebody earlier today, and I got fucking carried. I did horrible, right? But it was my first time. It was so like I acknowledge it's horrible, but like it was my first time doing it. I did something new, and that was cool, right? So I totally get that. And I will say you executed the genre better than I did. You know what I mean? Um, but anyways, you got to Just Watch Me. Another the here. I think the thing with I'm Ready and Just Watch Me, I'm Ready is shorter than Just Watch Me, right? But
Oh
Just
yeah, of
Watch Me,
course.
Just Watch Me is only a minute and 19 seconds compared to I'm Ready being a minute and 4 seconds. The reason why I'm Ready, I think, feels off for how short it is and being treated like a full song is because the style it went for, right?
Yeah, yeah,
While
yeah.
Just Watch Me is a hyper pop rage beat of you going crazy, right? And for some reason, it feels just the right amount of length. You know what I mean? Right? And
Oh yeah, oh
I
yeah.
feel like beats, have I feel like the genre of beat you go for has a really big impact on, how good a length of a song is, right? But Just Watch Me, great song. Love the snippet when you sent it to us. Being like, oh, I don't want to hear no comparisons to no XP. And like it's a banger. I think it's really cool. I'd probably give it an 8. Um, it's definitely the best song on the album since Dominance. You know,
Shoot, I thought it was a 7. I'm not gonna lie.
a 7.
I thought it was an easy 7.
Yeah, and I
'Cause
do know the reason you did a song on this type of beat was for, I think it's because NoAux was, I think it, one, I think it's because NoAux was chatting a lot of shit just as
uh-huh.
jokes, which inspired the I don't want to hear no comparisons to XP line. Not only were you dissing XP, but it was because NoAux jokingly compared you to XP, right? So that's why you made the line. But two, I think you made this on like a Rage Hyperpop beat just because that's like what almost all of us were doing at the time.
And not only that, the song when I searched up the beat, the song was what was the song? The beat, when I searched up the beat, I forgot what the beat title was called, but it was something similar to what I just put as a title. So I
Yeah,
was like, you know
I
what?
think it was called
Let
"Just
me
Watch Me
limit that.
Win" or something.
Yeah, that's what it was, and I was like, you know what? Just watch me.
Yeah.
I just put it there.
Then after that, we got a really crazy vibe switch. I thought it was just gonna be hype tracks, but you decided to split it half and half between more chill tracks and bangers, right? And Relaxed came on,
Oh,
and low key, I think Relaxed is like one of the perfect. Don't do Relaxed style all the time because that can get boring, of course, right? It can be a very boring style, but like I
hmm
would love to see more stuff like Relaxed from you because it just works, like the delivery you had, the flow you had, what you were talking about, like it just works really well for you. And I think this is probably my next like 9 out of 10 song because I don't know, it turned on, it was a nice mood switch. It kept the album nice and fresh, right? And it's placed at the perfect spot in the track list, and it was a nice surprise to see how good you did on something like that. You know what I mean?
hmm
Of
See,
course, I gotta ask, what do you think about Relaxed?
what I think about it, definitely an 8. Um, that's the thing when it comes to certain types of songs I do, I'm not really too high on most of it unless if it's the stuff that I usually do, or if it's just something like, dang, I really vibe with this. I think I actually like did something with this. I think this is the thing that I think it's like, how do I put this? It's like something above of what all the stuff I just did.
Yeah,
That's what I think
yeah,
when it comes to certain stuff and rating my music.
yeah.
And this song in particular, no, I was really just in the studio. I was like, you know what?
Maybe
Let me
make something
chill.
chill.
Yeah, let me chill. Let me just relax. Make some lyrics that sound good, and yeah,
Yeah. Um, I think Relaxed is a nice, good track. It's definitely one of the highlights off of this album. Next up, we got Can't Afford, which you've dabbled into some more melodic music recently, and Can't Afford is a melodic song. I'm not going to hold you. Your melodic stuff isn't horrible. Like, I'm not going to sit
it's less
here.
than decent.
I'm not going
It's
to.
way less decent, bro.
I'm not going to sit
Yeah.
here and act like it's amazing because it's not. Your melodic music is worse than my melodic music if we're keeping it a buck, right? But um when you first did melodic music, I thought it was going to be horrible. I'm not going to hold you because just what you normally do, right? But
I
then when
can
I
feel that.
heard it, I was like, this ain't horrible, you know? So, and
I'll,
can't afford, I think it's a solid track. Um but it's
what
also
the heck
not
is your rating on it? What the heck is your rating on it? Let me
I'm
know
getting
because
there.
I
I'm
already
getting
got.
there. But it's not
Okay,
it's
okay.
not insanely memorable just because like I said, while your melodic music's memorable just for the simple fact it's better than what we expect it to be, it's still not great by any means. It still has a lot of improvement it can make. So
Mhm.
realistically speaking, Can't Afford at best is like a 6. because
What?
at best,
At best, not a 5. At best a 6.
at
You was
best
too
is
high.
no.
I'm
Listen,
not gonna
listen. No,
lie.
no, no.
You was
Again,
too high.
like I said, at best is 6. But if a more accurate score for me is probably a 5.5.
That's still too high, bruh. I rated that junk because, bruh. As soon as I let that go, bruh, I was listening to that junk. I was like, oh dear God, I don't know
Granted,
how the heck
again,
I made this. I don't know
I will
what the heck
say
I just did.
this is going off of memory, right? So, um, it could be worse than I remember it being. But
I swear to God.
objectively speaking, I think it's like a 5.5. Just because, again, it's not the worst melodic music out there. I mean, like Lil Xan and shit exists, right? And then it's better than what I expected from you, but it's not good. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, okay, it's one of all right, can't your melodic music is how I felt when I first heard Oppskillah for the first time, right? It wasn't good, but I saw the potential.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I kind of feel like, that's why I'm like, you know what? It's like a 5.5, right? If you fix up the parts that are fucked up, right, and get better at it, it's a great song. You know what I mean? That's what Oppskillah did, and Oppskillah is like the third best member in Z Crew. You know what I mean? Like, so, I would say a 5.5 just because, based off my memory, just because, again, like I said, it was surprising. It's not that bad. It's just okay, is the best way I can put it.
Yeah, it's all right. I still think, in my opinion, it's a 3. Like I was
All right,
bumping this to the out.
What's better? Can't afford or the finger on my hand?
Fuck you.
What's better, gang?
Stupid son of a bitch.
What's better, gang? I think Can't Afford's better.
You have to come back to me on that one, bro. You have to come back to me on that one, nigga. You tripping, bro.
But nah. I mean, obviously you feel the way you do about your music. I'm just kind of giving you my opinions on it.
You know what? The finger on my hand is better. The finger on my hand is better.
Right. Is it because it's funnier?
If you put it out, if you put it that way, then yeah. I mean, heck, if you put it that way, then yeah.
Okay. I can respect it, I guess. All right.
And I ain't singing on that, John. I'm seeing her spinning. So on the thing on my head, I may be saying some corny stuff with a corny flow and the corny style, but hey, hey,
listen, whatever you say about that chorus, right, on the finger of my hand, that's just a different type of singing, bro. Like, it's not singing, but it's just a different type.
It's not the same. It's not the same as Can't Afford. It's definitely not the same as that.
No, it's different from Can't Afford, but it's still a type of like melodic singing. But anyways, we got Top G next. I'm not gonna hold you. When I saw this, I physically shook my head and put my hands in my face because I was like, please don't let this song be what I think it's going to be about. Please don't let this song... Because I thought you were about to come in here and be like an Andrew Tate apologist. We're not about to talk about this on the podcast. But I thought you were going to come on here and be like an Andrew Tate apologist or something. I was dreading getting to it. And then I got to it, heard it, and thought it was kind of a banger. I'm not going to lie. It's definitely better than Can't Afford. So...
Oh yeah, definitely.
I would probably say 6 or a 6.5, and on a good day, maybe a 7.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, damn.
On a good day, a 7, but more realistically, a 6 to 6.5, just because, again, it's the same thing with Can't Afford. It's not horrible melodic music, but it's better than Can't Afford's melodically.
You really think it's on the same level as Can't Afford?
No, it's better.
I really think it's better. Like, in my opinion, I think it's way better.
No, listen, I think it's better than Can't Afford, right? But it does have it does still have the same issue of it not being the greatest melodic music. You know what I mean? It's better melodically.
After that.
It's better melodically than Can't Afford, and it's a better song than Can't Afford. Don't get me wrong, right?
Yeah.
But it's still not like better than my melodic music. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's definitely better. I think it's a good song. Definitely better than what I was expecting it to be. And it's better than Can't Afford. So I'd probably say a 6 to 6.5. But why? Obviously, you named it Top G just because obviously the memes. I'm assuming, right? The whole meme of I'm gonna be the next Top G at the time, right? So
and the thing is, what's crazy? The song was gonna be, the song title was actually gonna be "Stop Me." Actually, like "Stop Me." That was actually gonna be the song title, but I was like, you know what? Let me just do Top G. Just like why not?
Because Top G is a definitely more clickable title, right? So, I think it's a good song. I'm glad it's not what I thought it was gonna be, and it's definitely better than Can't Afford.
And let me be honest with you, what you probably was thinking it was going to be, I probably would never do at all.
Like, I'm glad because
I don't even know what you were thinking, but I probably wasn't going to do any of the stuff you were thinking.
The thing is, I saw it and I thought you were gonna do it, but I also thought you weren't gonna do it because you don't really touch controversial bullshit like that in your music.
Oh yeah, no.
You keep your music fun, which I respect, right? So, but I was like, on the off chance, you know what I mean? So I was worried,
on the
right?
Off chance.
But here, hold on, I gotta play this next one. It's called Untitled Song. I haven't heard it in a while. I need to play a section about it just so I can like refresh my mind.
It's like I'm riding a...
Oh, it's that slow jam song. I thought Untitled Song was cool. It's pretty slow. It's
that
nice.
jam was whack. It was whack. It was whack.
Listen.
It was whack, bro.
Let me get my thoughts.
Okay.
I like the pace. I liked what you were going for. I think it's a nice attempt.
You're being too nice, bro. Stop.
But
you're being too nice, bro.
But your delivery was kind of whack on it.
Way whack. Too terrible.
Your delivery sounds like you're trying to force yourself to sound sad, but you sounded happy. Does that make sense?
Because I can't be sad to save my life, bro.
That's my shit. That's my lane. But yeah, no. Like, I think all parts of it is not bad until you get to delivery, which absolutely just kind of ruins the song. Just because it sounds like you trying to sound you sound like you're trying to force yourself so bad to sound sad, but you just can't and sound somewhat just okay, I guess, at the best.
You're being too nice, bro. I swear to God, bro.
No. By sounding okay.
Like, stop saying
no.
Okay.
Why are you... hold on. By sounding okay. Okay, what I'm saying is your delivery makes it sound like you're trying to force yourself to sound sad.
Okay.
But you're not sounding sad. You sound like your mood at worst is okay, and at best you sound happy. You know what I mean? When you're trying to force yourself to sound sad. I'm not giving you a compliment saying your delivery sounds okay. I'm saying your delivery sounds forced to sound sad, while at best it sounds like you're in a neutral mood that just doesn't give a fuck.
No. But the thing is getting me is the okay mood. That's funny.
Right. So
that's funny.
So all parts of the song was decent, right? Until you got to delivery. It will probably be a 6 out of 10, but because of the delivery, I gotta say a 5.
Why are you being so...
Listen.
It's a 1. It's a 1, bro.
It's a 1?
That junk is a 1.
Listen,
what are you talking about?
My opinion is that The Finger on My Hand's by far the worst song on this. So I can't rate it. If I'm being... Okay.
You can't rate that lower than The Finger on My Hand?
All right, listen. I rated The Finger on My Hand a 5 because it's a guilty pleasure, right? But if we're being objectively honest, it's probably a 3 or a 4. And Untitled Song to me is definitely a better song than The Finger on My Hand. So I'd probably put Untitled Song at worst a 4.5. At worst.
Okay. Well, the only thing I can say about that song is that the lyrics, the lyrics were made from, you probably don't know. You remember Dragon Ball GT?
Yeah.
Yeah, I used some of those lyrics on that song. if not all of it.
Okay.
I used all
With
those. I
that,
used all
with
those
that,
lyrics on there.
with that added context, then yeah, this song's probably worse than the finger on my hand. What the fuck? Because without that, see, I didn't know that. Without that context, it's just like an okay song where the delivery ruins it, right? But with that context, you're just like, okay, what the fuck?
Like it got to be a warning, bro. Because what I did with the song, it definitely wasn't good
So
at all. Like the
you
way
wait.
how
So
I handled it, the way how I was putting it to the lyrics.
are you telling me this song you kind of just made to finish the album, basically?
Technically, yeah, because
That's crazy.
no. You have to no, because you have to understand. I've been having certain songs. No, because the reason why, because that was kind of like the last song I had to finish on the album,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, you know what? I had a couple of songs from GT in my head. I was like, you know what? Let me find certain songs to use. Certain lyrics, and I'm gonna put them in the song, and I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna do it from there. So it, technically, it was a scrap song in a way just to finish the album, but it was like, you know what? I was already thinking about using like those lyrics to put it into this song, and I was like, I didn't know what to call it, so it was
Yeah,
just Untitled. So yeah.
that's fair. That's
So
valid.
technically, it wasn't a scrap song, but it is at the same time as you think about
Yeah, okay. You know, with the added context, that's like a 2 at best. But
it.
before the
You still
context,
being too nice.
I would have said a 4.5 to 5. But with context, that's crazy. Bro stole lyrics. Hold on, I gotta also do the same for the very last song of this album called Untitled Freestyle. I gotta listen to a part of it.
Oh yeah, it was, yeah.
How I be said they gotta keep on going.
Oh, this was that banger at the end of the track list that you had. Okay, it's a freestyle, so I'm not gonna judge it as harshly as like written songs. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
It's not the worst.
Yeah.
It's not the worst freestyle, but it's not great. Like it to me, what Untitled Freestyle was is just a simple banger you put at the end of the track list just to kind of end on a decent note. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It felt like you were just making a song that was good enough to be the outro, right? So I would say a 7 for it, just because it's a nice, short, simple banger, you know. And it's a freestyle, so it's not like the lyrics you wrote and they're like bad or anything. And even then, for lyrics in general, they're not the worst. You know what I mean? It's just a simple, nice banger of a freestyle, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah. I mean,
I do have to ask, why did you call it Untitled Freestyle? Because when I saw that, I thought it was interesting that you had Untitled Song, then Untitled Freestyle, right? Uh, and we know why you called it Untitled Song, but why did you call this one Untitled Freestyle? Is it just because you couldn't think of a title?
I had no title ideas, bro. I
Bro,
had none. I
I feel like
had none, bro.
I feel like if you had no title ideas and it was a freestyle, you could have just said called it freestyle.
No, I feel like that's too basic, bro. Like that's too freaking
Okay, I
basic.
mean that's valid, I guess. That's valid.
I just say like, and it's like saying, what do you think I could have put on the title song? Just song? Like what?
I mean,
Like
no,
those are
that's
stolen. Bro, I stole lyrics from a goddamn anime, bro. Do you think I'm gonna name that song a song, bro? Heck no, bro.
it
Like what?
names the song stole these lyrics from an anime. um, but I mean that's valid. That's valid. I don't know. I think you ended the album on a decent note, but overall the album definitely could have been better. It definitely has its weak points, but it does have its strengths. I would give the album a 6.5
Yeah,
maybe.
six. Yeah, easy six. Yeah.
Um,
Only weak points
but
are the new song.
because I look at it, and I really like. It has its highs, which are really good. It has its decent moments, but then it has its low moments. Right? It's a very mixed bag of an album, but you also challenge yourself to do new shit and to make 10 songs for an album, right? Which is the first time you've done that. So I think so. I can respect it as a body of work. So I would probably say a 6.5 is a good rating for it.
See, the thing is, the lowest moments is the new stuff. The highest moments is still the old stuff that I do, but
Fresh.
just yeah, it's like that. Yeah.
But now we're on to the last topic of this podcast, which is by far the longest episode of the podcast so far. We're already almost to a minute 40. I mean, an hour 40. But we have my album now. I know you're on the phone, my boy. So if you want, I can just go through each track and then you can tell me what you thought. I know you did a reaction to the album.
Which one? Which one you finna do?
We're doing wall paintings. The most, yeah. We're doing our albums we released this year, right?
I bet.
So yeah, no, I'm not doing mythical. We're doing wall paintings because that's my most recent album, right? Obviously, we know you did a reaction to this, of course. By the way, I didn't say this any other time during the podcast. Of course, Keshawn's links will be in the description below. His YouTube channel and his Instagram. But I will go through. I will tell you the title of the track, right, and then you can kind of just give me your overall thoughts of it. You know what I mean? Because you're on a phone, not a PC, so you can't pull it up yourself.
Oh no, I can pull it up. I can.
Well, no, I'm just rather do it this way because I feel like it might make it a bit more laggy on your end. You know what I mean? Because, okay. So I'm just gonna list off. So I'm just gonna go track by track, right? And when I say like the title of the track, then you can give me your thoughts on it, and then I can give more backstory to it if I feel comfortable doing so. Because obviously, if you know anything about this album, it has a very heavy subject matter. It is a breakup / depression album. So if I don't necessarily feel comfortable giving backstory to it, then I'm not going to. You know.
Okay.
But yeah. So the first track is Betrayed.
Betrayed. Hold on. Let me.
Do you remember what it sounds like?
Yeah, I actually thought this song was good. I think, this was the one. This is the song that I said this was a good start off song.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like this was a good start off song.
Mm-hmm.
I already knew where your mind was. I'm not even gonna ask where your mind was when you made this song because I kind of had a feeling, but I'm still gonna ask anyway. Mm-hmm. Where was your mind at when you made this song?
In the dumps.
And why did you do?
All right, so
I do listen, it, bro. I do it.
While I will say where my mind at was with all these songs, not in a good place, right? That's the whole purpose of the
easy,
album, right?
Oh yeah, but easy.
The reason I made Betrayed specifically was because obviously I knew I was making a breakup / heartbreak album, but to me, I wanted to more focus on venting rather than telling a story throughout the album. Like I feel like I took wall paintings more as an opportunity to vent rather than make a cohesive album, right? The entire album is about a breakup and depression, right? Don't get me wrong, but Betrayed covers the entire story in one song, missing a few details, of course. Just so I could get it out the way, and then for the rest of the album, I focus on just venting, right? But I could have easily made an album about this subject, but telling the story throughout the album. But I didn't do that for the simple fact as I felt like that wasn't going to be good enough therapy for me and would have stressed me out more, you know? Because again, I wanted this album to vent. I didn't like Mythical. That was a crafted, cohesive project that took me 1.5 years to make. I was not about to take 1 year to make this album. I needed some therapy. I needed to vent. So that's what I made this album for. That's why the story doesn't span throughout the album. The story gets done out the way for the first track, and then it's just me venting for the rest of them. That's why I made Betrayed specifically.
Okay, and like I said, I still believe that this was a very good first song leading to this album, bro. I think this was a very good first song choice. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, like I think as a song, it's probably one of the weakest, right? But as a intro, it's the best.
Definitely.
It's by far.
What are we talking about?
It's by far the best song on the album to be picked for the intro, right? Because again, it
course.
does what it set out to do. It was supposed to get the story out the way, and then you get into the rest of it.
Yeah, that's smart, 100%. But let me tell you right now. Hold on, real quick. Let me tell you right now. Don't remember at least half, almost most of these ratings that I gave on the album. So I'm gonna try to remember most of them to see if
I will show my screen for you. The people can't see this, by the way. They'll just be able to hear it because again, this is audio only. So I'll play like a snippet of the song if you can't remember it. All right.
Oh no, okay. I remember Betrayed. I remember that one.
All right. Next up, we have Games.
Now I remember Games. All
right.
I thought this was a cool song.
Yeah.
It was cool. Definitely experimental. Some I haven't heard in a while from you, but
yeah. This phase is when I got into a lot of hyperpop shit, and this was a hyperpop song with a beat switch in it.
Yeah. And I was like, yo, you doing a beat switch? Like I remember.
That beat switch was clean.
I'm not gonna lie.
Alright, I do gotta ask, because the first half or the second half?
Easily the second half.
See, a lot of people prefer the second half, but I'm pretty sure NoAux prefers the first half.
Yeah, he probably does. He probably does say the first a little bit. I can see how he can say the first. I can see it.
Yeah. I do know Mr. Mistake loved this. Well, okay. Mr. Mistake goes by
He loved the song.
He thought this was a good song. I'm gonna say this now. Mr. Mistake goes by Young Gav. We've been calling him Mistake for a while just because that's what we knew him as. But he goes by Young Gav now, so we can just call him Gavin now in the podcast. But yeah, Gavin did like this song, right? He even commented, "Wow, Angel." He said, "Wow, Angel actually made a good song." It was funny. But yeah, no.
Yeah.
Actually, what would you rate Betrayed in Games? I know you gave your rating 3. Actually, let's reiterate it for the podcast.
Now, for Betrayed as the intro song, definitely a 6, the highest 7, in my opinion.
And then
Games, I could easily say either a 6 or a 5. I say 6.5 just for the second part. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. So like if it was just the second part, it'd probably be like a 7, but the first part bring it down for you.
Yeah, just a little bit, It was still good. No, don't get me wrong. It was still good.
I get it.
But definitely.
And I will say,
one
obviously,
of the weakest parts of the song.
I will say when it comes to this album, obviously, like melodic music, while you enjoy it, isn't necessarily your style of music you go for. You know, so of course you're not.
Oh yeah, I forgot to add that part.
And
I forgot to add that part a little bit because that's not my style of music.
Because I feel like some people might like hear 6 and be like, he just praised the song. Yeah, no, Keshawn's not insanely into melodic music like that. So like, while Oppskillah will love this, really likes this album, you're not gonna appreciate it as much, but you're still gonna give props where props is due.
Of course, 100%.
Next up, we have "Feel Alone," which I really need to do like a lyric video or a music video or something because like what?
No, yeah, see that's the song that I felt like
169 views. Like, why?
Yeah.
But what do you think about "Feel Alone," my friend?
No, "Feel Alone." That's the song because you said that you was gonna end up doing a lyric video with
no.
with this song. Was it this song or was it another song? Because I know it was one of them that you said.
It was this song right here, "Snow." "Feel Alone" was a song that I did with my homeboy Polar, as you see. A lot of people did not like Polar's verse. I thought the verse was cool. I know you personally thought the verse was kind of mid. But "Feel Alone" was a song that was just on the album because I think it's a pretty decent song, right? And then it just popped off for no fucking reason. Right? And I'm over here like, bruh, there's so many better songs, No,
I feel you.
But yeah, no, what do you think of "Feel Alone"?
Now, how I feel about it, not your best work, but it was definitely above grade. Not above grade, it was above good. I'm tripping. It's above good.
That's valid.
Easily above good.
It's definitely a
Polar's
song.
Easy. Now Polar's verse. Now I remember in the live stream I was questioning it a little bit. Like I was like, I mean he did cool. He did cool, but it wasn't my favorite.
Yeah.
Like I could definitely say you did a little bit better than him, if not way better, because he was a little. I don't know. It was just something different.
I mean,
I'm being a little nice by saying, he did a little something different.
I
But
mean, I know that's fair, and if Polar does see this again, no disrespect to you, my friend.
oh, no
Again,
disrespect. Yeah, no disrespect. It's just
again, Polar. I like the verse. I think it's a good verse, but obviously, other people have their own opinions, of course. You know.
oh yeah, easy. But this song together easily. I think I either gave it a 6 or a 6.5. I think I either
Yeah.
gave one of those in the last one. I don't remember.
Next up we have "Burn My Soul," which was the first single for this. Do you want me to play this? Because I'm not sure if you remember it.
I don't know.
Do you want me to play it?
Oh no. Okay, I remember. I'm playing it now. So yeah,
Oh, you got to
yeah,
pull it
I'm
up on
playing
your
it now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm playing it, so I got it. Let me see. Yeah, I remember reacting to this. I was like, okay, Matt's getting into a little hyper mode a little bit. I can see that. I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you know what? This is good.
Yeah.
This is good.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I do what I do need to learn how to do is get more into how do I say this? When I start reacting, when I start reacting more, it's pay attention a little more to lyrics
Yeah.
because I know Wait was getting on my ass about bitter. He was getting on my ass about bitter with some of the lyrics, but when it comes to lyrics, though, you be having them. It just be depressing as hell, and I'll be like, God damn, man. So of course, your ass be getting heartbroken. You always be having stuff.
We had this discussion, right? While I make sad music like NoAux and Oppskillah do, right? I'm by far the most direct with it, and what
Way
I'm
more
saying.
direct. Way more direct. You just say it like, how do I put this? Like right on top.
Yeah. Censor yourself a little bit, because YouTube, if you say, oh, the two words that you know what I'm saying, right?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, no. I definitely just put it out. Like in my music, I'm just definitely like, oh, I want to do the horrible thing to myself. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
It's by far very direct, and I do have good lyrics. It's just I do understand how some people might not be able to listen to it as well. Like my homeboy FTR, he's not a real big fan of negative music, so he hasn't even checked out this album yet because I told him beforehand. I was like, "Hey, bro, I think this album's great music-wise, but you're probably not going to like it because it's super negative, right?"
Oh, he don't like negative music?
He doesn't like too much negative music, but especially from me just because I'm his homeboy, right? So he doesn't so while he can appreciate the music, right? He's just generally a more positive dude, and he's not in that mindset right now to listen to this project, especially since I am his homeboy, and it would hurt him to hear me say these type of things.
Oh no, I feel you. I feel that. You're the W friend, okay.
Yes, sir. FTR they go.
But what I could rate this song, I want to try to remember what I did, but that was like a while ago. Oh no, yeah, the cover art clean. The cover art's clean.
And obviously, the only reason I want you to reiterate your ratings is to get your current opinions on them, not necessarily your reacted opinions.
My current opinion, right now, so far, I think Betray's in my opinion, I think Betray's actually higher. Mm-hmm. No. I mean, like the first song, I feel like it's above those two. I'm not gonna lie. The first two songs, I think it's above the first three songs. In my opinion, right now, Betray is above the first three songs.
So out of the first four, you think Betray's the best?
So far, yes.
Okay. That's valid.
So far, what I remembered, yeah.
All right.
If what I'm hearing right now, yes.
All right. Next up, we have "Stop Dreaming" featuring the homeboy W.A.I.T. By the way, W.A.I.T, I'm on your ass. All right. I need this AMV for this fucking song so I can release the AMV for this song. Please get it done. Please. Oh shit. I yanked my fucking headphones. Oh my god. Let me plug in my headphones. Headphones, plug in, please. Anyways, yo, Keshawn. Keshawn?
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, so wait, get the AMV done. But what did you think of this song? Obviously, this is a lo-fi song with me and the homeboy. Wait.
Okay, let me see. Okay, yeah, Wait. I remember Wait definitely slid on this. So shout out to Wait.
Wait always slides.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait always
I was
slides.
on his butt on Bitter, bro. I was saying like, yeah, he's gonna slide on every song. He better slide on every song. But Max, you definitely did your part on this too.
Mm-hmm.
But Wait kind of course, the slide above you. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
But hearing this song, Wait definitely carrying an easy 7 out of 10.
Easy.
Easy
All
7 out of
right.
10.
That's valid. That's valid. I don't think there's too much you can really elaborate on it, other than again, wait, get the fucking AMV done. Next up, we have "Not Okay," which is a pop punk song. This was Zay's favorite from the album.
Wait, was it this song? Yeah, I'm not okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was this song. It was this song. Yeah, I'm not okay. Yeah, I'm not. I remember this song. I actually liked this song. I was vibing with the song. I was actually
Yes,
vibing
sir.
with it.
It's a banger.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm not okay. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, it's definitely 6.5 to 7.
Oh, okay.
I don't know
All right.
what did Zay rate it?
He rated it a 7.
Yeah, definitely 6. Yeah, see, I know I'm not tripping. Yeah, 6.5 to 7. Easy, easy. It's a very viable song. Yeah.
That's a W. That's a W. Then we got Scars. I'm not gonna hold you. This 3-track run is probably the weakest in the entire album. I like all of the songs. Don't get me wrong; they fill their purpose. But this is by far the weakest 3-track run in the album. From Scars, 7:56 a.m. and Lost. We'll get to this in a bit. Hold your rant. I know you have a rant about this one. Anyway,
Yeah,
Scars.
we're gonna wait.
Scars.
Scars.
What did you think of Scars?
Let me see. Okay, so Scars, you was definitely spending some real stuff on there. Definitely relatable. Easy.
Mm-hmm.
But what I can say.
How's it relatable when you don't pull no bitch? No, I'm joking. All right, continue.
Hey, look, because I can feel that 100%. But what I can say as a song, definitely easy 6. Definitely easy 6.
6. Yeah, that's
I feel like it
valid.
could be a little bit.
No, that's
I
valid.
feel like it'd be better, but yeah.
Yeah. All right. Here's the one.
But you were right though. You were right though about it being a tough 7 songs, like 6 songs. It really wasn't
No. Track 7 to track 9. So Scars, 7:56 a.m. and Lost. This is by far the weakest 3-track run. I think Betrayed to Not Okay. That's a good 6, right? Then these 3, that's by far very weak. But then from track 10 all the way down, that's a solid run, But anyways, we got the one you want to rant about next. 7:56 a.m. What do you think about
7:56 a.m.?
Yes.
7:56 a.m. Do you know how ticked off I was when I found out he didn't make this song at 7:56 a.m.?
No, your problem is I didn't drop it at 7:56 a.m.
And not only that, you did drop it at 7:56 a.m. It was everything. It was everything. When you recorded it, when you posted it,
let me defend myself. One, just because it's called 7:56 a.m. doesn't mean I have to record it at that time. The reason it's called 7:56 a.m. is because of like the hook. It says, "Yeah, I wake up at 7:56 a.m." Right? So it's titled that because of the concept, right? The reason it's not, but the dropping one, that's where I actually have good defenses. One, almost everybody drops at fucking midnight. I've always dropped at midnight, besides for a few months where I dropped at noon, right? So there's that. And then hold on. And 2, you can schedule your song to drop at certain times, yes, on YouTube, right? But the problem is you can only schedule it every 5 minutes. So at best,
unlisted.
at best,
unlifted.
Stop. At best, you're gonna get it. At best, it was gonna be scheduled for 7:55 a.m. That's just due to how YouTube schedules it, right? And I scheduled the release instead of because the reason why I scheduled them ahead of time is so that way I don't have to worry about fucking unprivating 20 plus videos or whatever. You know what I mean?
Oh no, that makes sense. Oh yeah, 100%. But
And normally I'm asleep at 7:56 a.m. anyway, so I had to drop it at like midnight or some shit. You know.
now you told me this before, but I forgot. Where the frig did you get that cover from? On the internet?
It was from this Twitter account called Images That Could Be Album Covers or something like that.
Oh, okay. So this definitely isn't your alarm clock right now.
Yeah, it's not my alarm. Bro has so much problems with just the fact it's titled this way, and he's angry that the recording, release, and cover art has nothing to do with the time. It's just the lyrics.
I can understand the lyrics fit the title and the cover. I can understand that 100%. I can hear it. But god dang it, bro!
Bro, wish it was the context was my alarm clock.
But yeah, as a
song,
dude, how do I say this? As a song, definitely a 6. But as the title, the cover, and the meaning of this crap, definitely. No, let me chill.
Bro, I was gonna say. But yeah.
But yeah, easily 6. Yeah, easy 6.
Okay.
This was the single, right?
Yeah, this was a single. Yes.
Okay. This is definitely 6.
Then we have Lost, which caps out the worst 3 track. These are probably the bottom 3 songs of the album, in my opinion. But anyways, then we got Lost, which I think Lost is decent because it gets its concept put across well, right? Like I said, oh, I love you, I hate you. I want you. I want nothing to do with you. You know what I mean? Like, it really gets that concept of lost in your emotions done well, and you do kind of hear the emotion in my voice, right? But it's just not the greatest or most replayable song out there, you know?
Okay, yeah. This jungle's decent. It's decent. Mm-hmm. What I take it as, I probably put it. I definitely probably pull it below 756. Yeah, definitely a 5.5. Definitely. So it's decent.
It's decent. Okay, that's valid. Then we have one of the best songs on the album. I Thought You'd Be Different by NoAux. This was the first song I made for the album, and it's just a banger.
This is the first song that you made for this?
Yeah, it was the first song I made for it.
I mean, of course it was, because it has NoAux on it. Like, why wouldn't it be? Yep. Let's be honest. Let's be honest.
It's just kind of how it worked out, you know. Cause by the way, I didn't just make these 21 songs for this album. I made around 28 total songs, and these were the songs that made the cut.
Oh, so you made like way more songs in this album that you got put out?
I made
20, and you just scrapped most of them?
No. I made 28 songs. I made 28 songs for the album, right? A lot of them did get scrapped, but 2 of them came out, right? Which was Flight and Pain 2, right? They're singles, and they're out on my YouTube channel. And then the song I Quit, that's on my SoundCloud. The rest got completely scrapped. Besides Hoodie. Hoodie was also made, but it didn't come out with the album because it was unfinished, and it's still unfinished, but it will be finished eventually. And Hoodie, as it stands right now, is released on SoundCloud as a demo.
Okay.
But yeah.
Now, what I would rate the song, I think you did all right, but hearing NoAux's verse from yours, bro.
NoAux.
Yeah, that's kind of.
Even NoAux said, "I don't know what I was doing, but I was on one," because he even freestyled it too.
I mean, of course, yeah. I mean, he does it all the time, so I don't. Hey, what I could say, just for that NoAux carried that 9 out of 10 verse from NoAux, and the verse I give yours, from what I just heard. Okay, I remember. Okay. No, I was just listening to it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, from your 6 out of 10 verse from NoAux's 9, I definitely give it a 7. Definitely a 7.
Okay, that's nice. Then we have So Tired. I think So Tired's pretty decent. I will say when it comes to the melodic songs, it's probably one of the weaker ones, just due to the fact that autotune worked very weirdly with this one. But it doesn't sound horrible. I think it's a solid song.
Okay, yes, it's on. I don't think it's bad. Especially from you, I don't think it's bad. It's not that bad.
Mm-hmm.
But it definitely could be a little better.
I will
It
say
definitely can be a little better.
the auto-tune almost would have been worse. So a couple days before the album release, I double checked just to make I went to do some final tweaks, right? And I got to this song because the auto-tune sounds so harsh to me, right? It turned out that I had the auto-tune at 100% instead of 65 to 70 like I normally do. So I fixed that real quick and it made it so much better.
That joke would have been. Oh, it probably would have been crazy if it was on 100.
Yeah.
But what I give it so far, from what I just heard,
From what you just heard.
6.5. 6.5.
Okay. I do gotta ask. Any questions about any of the songs so far? Outside of the ones you've already asked.
Nope.
No questions. All right. Then we got Night Sounds 2.
Night Sounds 2.
I don't care what you say. This is a great song. I was flowing. I had good lyrics. The delivery was good for the song it is. Like, this is a great song.
No, yeah, your delivery, lyrics, and stuff was good. I can see this. It was good.
Yes, sir.
But what I would put
fun
is
fact, the homeboy Mal picked the cover art for it.
He picked the cover art?
I made 2 different covers. The covers were both basically the exact same, just different fonts. I sent it to Mal. Okay. I said which one. He picked the one it has. So
I wonder what the other one looked like. I'm not gonna lie. I wonder what the other one looks like.
The other one looked very similar. It's just the font was very different, and it had a star in the font, but not okay. The font on this cover.
It probably looked gay. That's probably what it was. It probably looked gay.
It probably looked gay. That's crazy. Anyways, what do you think about the song, my friend?
What I think, it was actually good. I think 7 to 7.5, almost an 8. Almost an 8. Almost there.
Okay. WW. Then we got what, in my opinion, is the best song on the album. Never Love Again.
Never Love.
Featuring the homie Oppskillah. Oppskillah went crazy.
Oh, I remember. Hold on. Yeah. What? Hold on, I'm trying to. Okay, yeah, I remember. Yeah,
yes, sir. The chorus is amazing.
Baby, okay, baby, okay, yeah. Let me. Hold on. Okay, of course, Oppskillah slid on this thing.
Of course, Oppskillah's the GOAT, bro.
Bro. Okay, so what I would put this, because that hook is crazy. I'm not gonna lie, that hook is catchy as heck. What I definitely put it, especially with Oppskillah on there, definitely an 8.
Oh yeah.
But like with Oppskillah on there, especially, definitely an 8. Easy.
W. Then we have Snow. Snow was a piano song. It was my attempt at doing something a bit different compared to the rest of the album. I like it, but I can understand why people don't really like it that much. Yeah.
Let me see. Yeah, it's alright. It's alright. From what I'm hearing so far, it's alright.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely not your best, but it's definitely all right. But in my opinion, a little bit below decent. A little bit below decent.
So like a 6, 5.5.
The lowest of 3, the highest of 5.
Oh damn, damn. Um, that one hurt a bit. I'm not gonna hold you. But no, I respect it. I respect it. I understand. I understand. I do like the lyric video though a lot. I like the whole like bar thing. You know what I mean? And then like
The lyrics video, cool.
yeah, the lyric video cool. I'm sad that the lyric video has less views than the audio. The only reason I really made the lyric video was simply because the audio got over 100 views for no fucking reason, right? So I make the lyric video, and the lyric video did not do amazing. I do hope people who see this go check it out, but I'm not sure if everyone will be here within, at this point, because we're already past 2 hours. Then we got Don't Come Back, which I will confirm for everyone. I have a remix in the work with somebody for Don't Come Back. What do you think about Don't Come Back, though? I remember when NoAux heard the song, he said, all right, there's hyperpop, and then there's EDM music. This is EDM music. Like, because it was that much hyperpop that it was like, yeah, this is just damn near EDM music.
Okay, I heard it. Okay, yeah. When I put it, I'm not doing the typical 5.5. I'm definitely giving it 5.7. Almost a 6. Almost a 6. Yeah, just almost a 6.
Okay. That's valid. You got any questions about it, though?
Any questions about Don't Come Back?
Mm-hmm.
When I'm gonna ask about the title, what are you referring it as?
So my ex, she was moving, or at least supposedly, right? And this is basically me saying, yeah, when you move, don't bother coming back to this town. No one wants you here. I don't want you.
Don't come back.
I further on this in the last song, and I said, the people that hurt you are here, and the people that hurt. Wait, the people that hurt you are here. The people you hurt are here. So there's gonna be nothing for you, dear. Is what I said.
Mm-hmm.
So and that's in the last song, right? Don't Come Back is basically about like, okay, if you move, don't even bother coming back here. Go stay somewhere else, because there's people that hurt you. You don't want to see them, but the problem is if you come back and they come hurt you, the people that you cared about, you hurt them. They ain't gonna fucking help you. I ain't helping you. Good luck. You know what I mean, right?
I get up on out of here. Yeah, I feel you.
So that's basically why it's called Don't Come Back. That's the
okay.
title.
All right.
I will say when I released it, I think I correctly view-wise. Okay, almost correctly. It's tied with Scars, but like Scars makes sense for the amount of views it got, right? Don't Come Back to me is by far the most underrated song on the entire project. I don't know. Just where I think it's placed right, obviously, because I made the track list, right? But because of its placement, I feel like that's what makes it as underrated as it is. You know what I mean?
Okay. I saw that.
Next up, we have Your Tears, which is funny. Your Tears was a song I wasn't necessarily making for the album, right? I was just making a random song, and but then after it's done, I was like, yo, this is album quality. I'm gonna send this ish to NoAux, right? And NoAux was like, bro, this is like an 8 out of 10. Put this on the album. So I did. Obviously, I want to know what you think about it, though. What I do like about this song is that the verses and hook, you can tell which is the verses and which is the hook, but they flow together so seamlessly.
Yeah, see, that's what I was finna say. Like, wasn't it one of these songs where you was like flowing with the verse and it falls into the hook?
It works so well lyrically.
Like that's the one that I like so much because of the goddamn lyrics.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I remember this 7.5. Yeah, I give it 7.5.
W. This one I really like. Again, like as you can tell throughout this entire album, I got really melodic and really hyper pop. Gonna
Mm-hmm.
be like that for a bit. Um, then we have No More Good Nights, also known as Bye Bye, which I think is a pretty good song if you ask me. But again, the whole point of going through this one is you to ask me questions about it and give me your thoughts on them.
All right, hold on. Okay. Bye bye. Yeah, good. I remember. Okay. Um, what I think about it, from what I'm hearing, is definitely a 7. But I do have one question though.
Mm-hmm.
With the title, what were you meaning by that? By
Okay,
No More
so
Good Nights. What were you meaning?
so for me and my ex when we were dating, good morning and good nights are like, I don't know, they're just super like a big deal to me, right? So
Mmm.
right, like I don't know, it just feels nice when you're dating someone and they just say, and like you get a good morning, I love you, or good night, I love you. You know what I mean, right? So that's why I called it No More Good Nights, because not only am I never gonna say goodnight to her again, never is she gonna say goodnight to me again, right? So that's symbolic of that. But on top of that,
Mm-hmm.
no more good nights. It's also me saying, "Oh, my nights are gonna be shit now because of what you did to me." You know,
It's like a double entendre.
basically a double entendre.
It's like a double entendre. I feel that. I feel that. No, definitely easy 7. Easy 7. Easy 7.
Yes, sir. Then we have You featuring Scant, which is
And here comes
the
the
crazy
you,
thing.
you,
The crazy
you,
thing.
you, you.
The crazy thing about this is I thought Scant's verse was awesome, but a lot of people didn't like his verse.
And I'm pretty sure I was one of those people. Let me
Yeah, you didn't like it. You didn't like it.
you, you. Yeah, I thought his verse was
I think
yeah,
it's probably just
it's
like
different.
I just think the transition from my vocals to his is what made people not like it. But I think his verse genuinely
Hmm.
wasn't bad. Like if my like if Scant did this entire song, I think people wouldn't mind his verse. I just think it's my vocals going from his vocals, and it kind of made people
Yeah, it kind of
wouldn't.
does. Yeah, it probably like seems for people like it throws off the track for them. I guess just something like that.
Yeah, I think
But
that might be what it is.
really, I gave this song. I think I either gave this song because I remember
I'm
exactly
pretty
because
sure you gave it a
I
7 because
really
you
love
really
this song.
liked my
I love
part.
this song. Yeah, I love it like you. Yeah, I remember. I remember. But his part, yeah, it was yeah. But it was definitely a 7. I remember this song because
W.
I love this song.
All
I
right.
love this song. But his
Any
part is
questions
crazy.
about it?
Any questions about it?
Mm-hmm.
Not really much. But how the frick did y'all get this song together?
Okay, so it's funny because Scant is kind of a rare person to collab with, unless you're Lil Richie, which is the person he collaborates with all the time, right? I remember when I showed the track list, right? Fucking NoAux was pissed. He was like, "Bro, I'm pissed off about that song you got with Scant," because he didn't even hear the song yet. Because he was like, man, because him and NoAux did a song called "She Likes Girls," right? Amazing song, right? And he was like, bro did just killed "She Likes Girls" and then dipped, right? You know, because he's kind of hard to get to do songs because he was doing football in school and shit, right? Um, so I kind of just got him at the right time and got the song done with him, and it's now there, you know. Um,
Okay.
Hopefully I can collaborate with Scant more in the future. Me and him talk from time to time. He's a cool dude. Um, but yeah, that's how the song came about. And as you probably know, Scant's from the exact same place Wait is from. Like, not even just state, literally down to the same town.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
I'm not gonna say
No,
where
but
they're
yeah.
from for privacy reasons for both of them, but they're literally from the same town, which is how we know about Scant, is because Wait brought him up. You know.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. But
Um,
yeah, easy 7. But his part, yeah,
you didn't really
just was
care
a little
for it.
bit different.
Yeah. Then we got
She
Me,
was much as
Myself, and
Polish.
I. Then we got Me,
Right.
Myself, and I. Um, which is my most normal rapping type of song on the album. It's by far my most normal, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's what I called this before when I reacted. I just called it like it's just a normal, just spinning bars and saying like it's just me, myself, and I remember.
It wasn't necessarily spitting bars. It was on the same subject matter. Don't get me wrong. It was just.
I don't know. Yeah.
It's in terms of style. It's by far the most normal rap track on the album.
Let me see. Yeah. Okay. From what I was hearing, 7.5.
Okay. Then we have Nightmares. Wait, hold on. Do you have any question about Me, Myself, and I?
About Me, Myself, and I.
Featuring Alias. Who did the hook?
Shout out to them. My only question is for that song, where was your headspace at when you made the song?
Again, not in a good spot. I will say again with Alias, I don't know who this dude is, okay? It's not like he randomly reached out to me and asked to do a song. It's not like I randomly reached out to him and did a song. No. I found a beat with the hook. He was the person who did the hook, and he was credited for doing the hook in the description, so I listed him as a feature. It was as simple as that. Makes sense? It was like, all right, I found a beat with the hook. You're the one who did it. You're now going to be officially called a feature, Which I wish I did. Okay. Which I wish I did that with other songs that I used where I had a beat with the hook, but I didn't. So, yeah.
I did, but yeah. Okay.
But if I do that from now on, I'll do it. Which is why I did it with this one with Alias. Next up, we have Nightmares, which I'm pretty sure Nightmares was the last song I finished for the album. It was originally there was a song called Pistanthrophobia at this spot. And it went through 2 different versions, but I didn't feel like they were good enough. So then I made this one, and I thought this was really good. And then I made a music video for it, simply because I knew by far it was going to be the easiest to make a music video for.
Oh yeah, this was a music video. I remember. I'm getting out your.
Yes.
Is this?
I will say again, the music video I know objectively isn't true, but like I said, I use this music video more as an opportunity to learn, and get better, because I've never really done music videos that often, right? So, I think for the equipment I have and what the knowledge that I have, it's not horrible, but I know objectively it isn't the greatest. But due to the resources I have, I can't make the big, awesome music videos that I want,
I don't know. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I feel that. I used to make music videos like that. This music video is
the music video song.
Okay, now, yeah, I can say that. But what makes it even more funnier is just NoAux is just straight up questioning like, what is this? Like, what's the mask you got on? And I was like, you can, like, Mask Man took the mask seriously. I was like, well, yeah, I mean, yeah, it kind of makes sense.
It's not like the mask has been part of my branding this entire time. It's not like the mask has been in every. It's not like almost every single cover art that I'm in, I'm wearing a mask. You know what like? It's not like it's been like that from the start or anything.
So it's like, I don't know what to tell you about that. But what I can say is, with this music video, amateur as hell.
Yeah, it's very
amateur as hell. Amateur music video as hell. But as a song, in my opinion, the lowest of 5, the highest of 6.
Okay.
I think it's just mid.
It's like it just exists.
Yeah.
That's fair. Then we have the last.
And now this outro song. I remember.
You probably have a lot to say about this one, don't you? First off, amazing title. Is this what you meant by forever? Awesome title, perfect title for an outro. I
love it. I love the title. I need to. All right. Let me see. Man, I gotta re-listen to this whole song just so I can freaking feel this thing again.
Broski,
But
I mean, if you
no,
want to, if you want to re-listen to the full song, you can. One, I'll take the views, and then two, and two, it is a long song. It's 4 minutes it's the longest on the album. Um,
hmm
but it it is definitely a song. If you actually fully listen and take in the lyrics, you're like, holy shit, it's deep. Like
Let's see, yeah.
like the
Hold on,
last
hold on, hold on.
line.
Hold
I'm not even gonna spoil the last line if you have to re-listen to it. The last line is awesome.
on. No, let me.
Bum 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 bum.
Hold on, hold on, hold on.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So, no, I feel like for me to actually understand this whole entire meaning of this song, I have to freaking listen to it over again. But so far, from what I'm listening to it right now, and definitely from the title, it's goaded for an outro song.
Yes,
Goaded for an
sir.
outro song.
W.
It's definitely for the message, for the lyrics. Definitely goaded.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely better than most of the songs I've rated. Shoot, the
Mm-hmm.
lowest of 5. It's not a 3, but this one is definitely an 8. A little bit
W.
above an 8.3.
So this is
Easy, easy.
this is your favorite song on the entire project.
Yeah, from what I've been hearing,
Yeah,
yes.
and I love the last line of it too, where I said, I said, yeah, I'll always finish last, so I'm gonna just put back on this fucking mask or some shit like that. Such a perfect
Yeah,
way
yeah,
to
yeah, 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 yeah.
go crazy.
This is good. It's good. It's good. It's
So,
good.
what would you rate the album as a whole? Obviously, again, you didn't like listen to the album in full. If you did, we would have been here for another hour because the album is an hour long. But based off like the little parts that you heard, what would you rate the album total? And do you
Just
have
based
any?
off the little part.
Yeah, and do you have any questions about the album as a whole?
Um, the only question I have for the album as a whole is why can't you get your life together? Why does shit always gotta happen in your life to where you gotta be like, yeah, I'm not okay. Yeah, I'm not okay. Yeah, I'm gonna die someday.
Well,
Like,
okay.
what? Well,
Well,
why does that happen? Why?
uh,
That's the only question I got.
cause life hates me or some shit. I don't know, bro. But nah. I mean, valid question, but like I said, I don't know. I just think life hates me or some shit. You feel me?
No, I feel you, but you did say that when it comes to music, it's therapy for you, right?
100%. It's when it comes to music, my art, right? I make it for me first because it's my therapy. Then I make it for everybody else.
When do you come to a point where you think that you want to make music, like when you want to like make a song or whatever it could be for everybody else? Like what at what
Oh no,
point do you
don't get me
think
wrong. I
you
always
could
want
do
to.
it?
No, listen. I always want to improve so other people enjoy the songs. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying my top priority is making songs I enjoy because I'm not gonna sit here and make songs that I don't like just so that way other people will like them. You know what I mean? I'm gonna make songs that I like and hopefully improve on that so that way other people will like the songs that I like. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Of
That's
course,
why
yeah.
I say it's my therapy and made for me first, then other people second. That's why
Oh yeah, you're different. Oh yeah, you're different.
that's why I make albums now, even though I'm not really that popular to have a bunch of plays on an album. Why? Because I'm here
hmm
to make art, right? I'm not here like listen, I don't care if I get as big as Drake or if I don't even pop off at all, okay? If I'm making a good, comfortable living off of YouTube or music or both, right? I'll be fine. I don't need to be the biggest artist in the world. I just want to make these things that I just want to make a decent living off of the things I enjoy doing, right? And that would be fine with me, however known I am, right? I covered this in one of my newer songs called 13. I got into the game aspiring to be one of the greatest, right? And now I'm just at a point where I just want to live in peace and make a decent living off of doing stuff I enjoy, you know?
Man said all he gotta do is just express his feeling with it, like as a piece of art, and then he's good.
Yeah.
That's basically all you saying. That's
If I
basically all you're saying, bro.
basically I just want to make my art, make a decent living off of it, and I'm fine.
Hey, ain't not too much to ask about that. Hey, not too much because if it's something therapeutic for you, I mean, it's like, hey, make what you can make, but also try to get better at it too at the same time.
Exactly. You should always strive for improvement. There's always room for improvement.
100%. But what I can rate the album as a whole, though, after just listening to like bit by bit, I could say like a little above average, definitely a 7.5 overall.
W.
So I'm just hearing like bit by bit, just hearing just by bit.
That's valid. That's valid.
But this was a good little above average album. I'm not gonna lie. It
Yes,
was a
sir.
good little above
I
average.
will definitely say Mythical's by far stronger in terms of concept, but in terms of music, Wall Paintings is better. Like Wall Paintings has the better songs and the better music, but Mythical has the better concept.
Yeah, I can feel that. I can feel that.
Because obviously Mythical is crafted to have a hidden message within it, you know? But yeah, that is everything. This podcast episode is 2 hours and 30 minutes, which is insane. That's more than doubled the length of the first episode, which was 46 minutes. Thank you, Brother Man Keshawn, for being the first guest on this podcast. I do hope you enjoyed your time being here. Of course, maybe in the future you can come back as another guest, a repeat guest, of course, right? But what do you feel like? How was this nice, awesome podcast experience, my friend?
As the first time, it was actually cool.
Hell yeah.
Now, of course, I had my little moments, but I mean, I'm just saying. It's the first time, and I actually been, and I want to, and like I said, I've been wanting to do more, and I'm still finna get on your ass about it too.
Bro wants me to make this podcast more consistent. But yeah, no. Obviously, again, this episode will drop definitely this week. Probably Wednesday. I'll probably drop Wednesday. But yeah, no. I do hope you guys all enjoyed. Round of applause for my brother man Keshawn. Thank you, Keshawn, for appearing on this episode of the BeamCast. Again, check his YouTube and Instagram in the description. Check my links in the description. My Twitter, my Instagram, my Threads account, my music channel also in the description, and my Discord server. Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the BeamCast. We'll catch you in the next one, and we will see you guys later.